Welcome, fellow castigators, to Brotocracy, the show where we aim to rule the world. No, I'm just kidding. I'm here with Tommy, and I'm here with Jensen, and I am here with Gamer Mike, who is actually here this time.
Yeah. Woo. Let's go.
And we are doing yet another Coliseum, which hopefully this time will not be a complete disaster.
Yeah,
Going pretty well so far.
I mean, last time it wasn't a complete disaster, so we're at a 50% success rate at the moment.
And you're level 69, so.
Yep, I am capped out, my dude.
He's capping.
69. It doesn't get better than this, baby. So, Tennessee governor signed in that bill that they've been working on for a while that makes pedophiles eligible for capital punishment.
Yo. Hell yeah. Wait, where is this?
Tennessee.
Oh yeah.
So now both Tennessee and Florida, you can give the death penalty to a pedo. As
can they hang them
it
in public?
should be.
Public hangings.
It is a wonderful thing. I mean, I'll tell you.
Look,
Big
if I ever
points
get
for living in
executed,
Tennessee.
I want to get like exploded or something. Something really cool. Just sitting in a chair and getting slowly killed by poison sounds very lame. You know what I mean?
I would like to go out
Yep.
fighting. Like if they could hire like a few tough guys to like try and strangle me.
That would be pretty cool. Coliseum, just
Right. Yeah, bring it back.
spectators.
Yeah, make a spectacle of it.
Yeah.
And if I win, you just keep me in the back until I die. You're just like, well,
It's the gladiator.
yeah, exactly. Bring him back.
Just keep bringing them on. It's just like two people that are have the death penalty and they have to fight against each other.
That would be awesome.
I think we
Deathmatch.
should still do Aliens versus Predator. Have
That's bad.
immigrants go in there, and if they win, they get a U.S. citizenship.
Oh no.
Yep.
That would be an interesting fight.
Bro, that'd be
think
awesome.
it's worthy.
Bro.
I see no downsides to it.
Well, maybe not a citizenship, but a green card or something. You know, whatever
mean,
they
green
call
card
it.
Is citizenship.
Yeah.
A visa. I don't know. What do you call it?
I think a work visa. That could be arranged.
I mean, if they're willing to hunt down pedophiles, I'm okay with them in the country.
Yeah.
So. Plus, if they did will get later down the line, that means they get to be the ones hunted too.
Yeah, I mean, if you're willing to put in the work and the sacrifice, like, sure. You know,
Yeah, but a lot of
it shows gumption.
the Mexican cartel, they deal in like the slave trade type stuff. So there's a lot of pedophiles.
It's
And,
true.
Immigration process.
A lot of the people crossing the border will need to be hunted.
Turn on your fellow.
Occasionally, Aliens versus Predators will also be Aliens versus Aliens. For
Ah,
sure.
Well, it's alien predators, so it's okay.
True.
I feel.
So,
Yeah,
it's
that
still
was in the
funny.
movies once. That's pretty canon. The alien predator.
Mm.
Hmm.
So there you go. Tennessee and Florida significantly safer to live in now. Huzzah.
Unless you're a
It's
predator.
funny, there was someone on Twitter
Snoopy,
with
bud.
a furry as their picture, of course. And they were responding to this news like, "Oh, does this mean if I want to go visit family, which I don't, then I'm going to be killed on the spot?"
Wait, what?
And it's like, first of all, that's not how that works. Second of all, what?
He admitted it.
Is that
FBI.
a confession?
FBI. We need to check his files.
Put him on the list. Yikes.
For anyone who ever says, you know, XYZ would XYZ law will, you know, affect transgenders, you know, disproportionately. This goes, is that
That's a
insane?
weird thing to say.
Yeah, we're talking about the diddling kids here. You guys,
Dude, I got 1 kill. Let's freaking go.
Yo, you're actually.
You're doing
helping
great,
me.
buddy.
You
You
get.
just tried
Sure.
You need
get a
to turn
small
off
golf
your in-game
clap.
mic, but you're doing great.
Oh.
Okay, so I actually know how you can finesse it. I turned it to push to talk, and it never bothers me now. For some reason that works.
Oh.
I don't even know what the button is to push to talk, but I just never press it, so
Huh.
it just kind
A
of works
life
out.
hack. Anybody who plays Borderlands and has this issue, there you go.
Yep.
Stop licking your bed.
Yeah.
My dog
Everyone
is
who's
crazy.
out there playing Borderlands, stop licking your bed. I mean, come on.
My dog is weird.
Have some self-respect.
Yeah.
You can't just lick your bed, bro.
My dog is old and weird.
What is the age of consent in Tennessee?
18.
18.
Some states have it where it's 16, I think. Which
No.
is very weird.
No.
Right.
None do anymore. So what
Are
you're
you- oh,
confusing
really?
is there are certain states where you could get married at 16 if you have the parents' permission. That's
Yeah.
what you're thinking of.
Oh.
All states
Okay.
are either 18 or 21. And I think there's only like
Sure.
a couple that do 21. And it's like Mississippi and somewhere else.
Of course, it's Mississippi.
Well, that's good to hear. I think Canada is like 16 or something. I was like, what the hell?
Oh,
Japan is 16 now, but it used to
Hey,
be
they
15.
moved it up, bro.
yeah.
Which
They're
is why
working up.
In anime, you've got the over-sexualized young folk.
It was
like,
13
why?
at one point. It's like,
Yeah.
God dang. Yeah.
I only killed one person that round because I couldn't find anyone. They were all on your side.
Like, I'm not saying it's like better, but Japan is a lot less. Well, they are very repressed.
They're
But
extremely
also-
racist too.
Well, yeah, they are racist.
Well, that has nothing
But-
to do with what we're talking about.
But like, I don't know where he's going with this. It sounded like he was defend Japan.
So it's a
No, I'm not defending
so it's a couple
Japan,
things.
Their
first-
culture is a lot more conservative.
Well,
so
well, first of
like,
all,
it's not-
it's the work culture that does that. Like people are always hanging out with their coworkers at the end of the day and not like with other people, not like seeking romantic relationships. That's kind of the first thing.
Oh, yeah.
The second thing is all the freaking porn.
Yeah.
It's like super normalized there. You know, they've got prostitution as well. There's just not like a whole lot of motivation.
Yeah. Yeah. So
It's kind of whack.
it's like bad on paper, but less bad in practice because they don't actually like do it as much, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah.
Do it.
Yeah, do the thing, the pedophile thing.
Right.
Oh.
Don't do the pedophile thing.
They do.
They
this
don't do. They don't
I
do
don't know what
Yeah,
he's talking about.
yeah.
I
There's
spaced
there's less pedophiles in Japan, but like also
They've
they're
got a
not
huge
breeding.
issue.
So
that is.
I don't know if that's related in any way, but
Do
yeah.
they have a rape issue? I thought that was China that had
No,
worse.
they have a huge rape issue on their subways.
Okay, well, yeah, that's more of a groping thing.
That's still rape.
Okay, we're gonna go down this road.
Well, I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
I mean, sexual assault would be more accurate because
Yeah.
it's mostly like guys going around taking upskirt photos. Was the
Well, they've also been
was the
known-
big problem?
They've
And-
also been known to grab women's things down there and finger.
Right,
them.
yeah, I know. Obviously, there's groping, but I'm saying like the big thing was
Yeah.
the pictures. So they separated the trains, and then later on, they just now have like they have like the camera functions.
Yeah.
They have some sort of I'm having a hard time explaining this, but they have like a government mandate where the camera functions on phones have to have sound.
Oh yeah. I remember that.
And so that's
Oh,
just
yes.
like how they make phones.
Yeah, because I don't know where I got this information, but I know that they like the government mandated that the camera was taking like every time a camera took a picture it would make a sound. But I was like, why did they mandate that? That's so weird. But now I'm
Yeah,
like,
it was really weird.
oh.
But then I was like, yeah. Like, oh.
Yeah, that makes
Got
sense.
another one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
so
think
proud
really
of you,
I
Micah.
think it is weird that
Woo.
that younger people are really sexualized in their porn, but also like
Yes, this is
Japan
our round.
is just generally generally pretty safe and generally safer for children as compared to most countries.
Yeah,
I think
it's so
that's
weird.
odd. Like I don't even know how that works.
I don't know. I guess there's just like some perverse outlet so they don't inflict it on real children or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I just doubt that though. Like, I mean, maybe pedos are different in other countries, but I know in America that certainly wouldn't work. If anything, it just exacerbates the problem.
Yeah, it makes it
So it's
more incentivized or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. I would. We have to get someone from Japan on the show and explain
we need to-
Japanese culture to us, because I'm sure if you live there, you get a good idea of why it is.
Just
Wait,
Any
what
Japanese-
part of culture are you talking about?
ask
Of
them the
Japanese
Japanese
culture?
questions.
Any Japanese viewers, please reach out. We will talk to you and
Yeah.
see if we want you on the show.
Yeah, we'll make sure that you're offended by the end of the podcast.
Guaranteed.
You will learn to hate us or love us.
We'll make you uncomfortable.
It will be done. Yeah, if you're Japanese, comment below. Let us know.
Let us offend you.
Give us your theories.
How many people live in Japan?
Not
My
a
question.
lot.
Well, I mean,
I mean,
that depends on where you're looking. Compared to other countries, or compared to the size of Japan.
also true.
I don't know.
Let me just search the population
capita?
of Japan. Hold on.
Per capita, is that what it is?
Oh, that's
Like per person
Gonna be
per
harder to
square
find out.
mile
Hold
or
on.
something?
125.1 million.
okay. 25 million.
125.1.
Oh, 125 million. Okay. I mean that's decent.
What's the person per square mile?
876 people per square mile.
Yeah, what about America?
Ours is probably less because we got so much. We got so many wide open spaces. You know, I feel like it would be
Oh.
less, even if we have more people per capita.
But what would be something
So big.
comparable to Japan?
We have 96 people per square mile.
Like England, maybe.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry, what did
England.
you say,
But-
Tommy?
We have 96 people per square mile.
Yeah, see, that's what I thought.
But we are the third most populated country in the world.
Of course. Yeah, we're just so big.
Yeah. But England,
Whatever.
UK is at 725 people per square mile.
Oh.
So almost the same density.
Oh well.
On much less
Yeah.
land. Interesting.
Oh. I've died.
You know.
I haven't heard anything about
I'm coming.
Oh.
Okay,
them
never
having
mind.
population issues.
I'm not. I changed my mind.
So I'm kind of.
Oh man.
Oh, I'm telling.
I guess it depends on what you qualify.
Man.
Dang it.
We're all dying.
They
I'm
all
coming.
ran away. I can't hit any of them. They all ran off.
Yeah, they went to the top of the stairs. I hate it when they do that.
The moment my brother jumps in to ask me if I'm going to eat is the moment I get jumped.
Yep.
Perfect time.
Oh my, how it goes.
That guy was a lot tougher than what I expected.
So,
Ah.
I mean, what are the other countries that are most populated? That would be China and something else, I presume.
Definitely.
Yep.
Taiwan.
India.
Oh, India. That's where it was.
Oh, India.
Hmm. Interesting.
China is 393 people per square mile. And then India's going to. India is 1,244 people per square mile.
Jeez.
Oh my
Really packed in there.
Oh yeah,
It's a pretty big country too.
not really, but yeah, it's one of the larger ones. But it's a big countries.
I thought it was pretty big. Like compared to other countries. And besides the main few, a lot of the countries are pretty small.
All right, Russia, Canada, China, U.S., Brazil, Australia. India's number 7.
Oh,
Right.
yep.
What?
Sounds about right.
Yep.
At 1,269,345 square miles of total area, but its land area is 1,147,955 square miles. Well, the U.S. is 9,147,420. Sorry, that's kilometers. That's kilometers, or miles is 3,531,837 square miles. The U.S. is absolutely massive. Like, we have states larger than most European countries.
Isn't it
Yeah.
beautiful?
That's pretty funny.
It is beautiful. What's the population of Zimbabwe?
Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwe.
I will tell you that in a second once I kill this rat here. Zimbabwe has 16.32 million people.
So only slightly less than the population of your mom's bed.
Ooh.
Got him.
Not my problem, because I don't care for her.
Got him.
Oh, you just had to
No,
make it
it's-
sad.
No, when you say your mom, it's not your actual mom. It's like an idea of a mom, or not idea of mom. What would you call it?
My mother figure? Or
No, it's like a metaphorical mother or something like that. It's not your real mother.
what?
Tommy, I'm not gonna get to. Never mind.
You know what I'm saying, Jaden? You know what I'm saying?
He verbally flashbanged me, which led to
Like
my
a,
death.
I got
like
it,
a
I got it. Just don't kill that
spiritual
guy.
your mother? Like a hypothetical
wait.
mom.
Yeah, like hypothetical, not like your actual mother. Like that's just rude.
Like you look like you like
Your mama's
like it's
so
a per
fat,
you know
what
like
I'm
it's personal insult.
Uh-huh.
Like you look like you respond from a mother who is such and such.
If you're going to do your mama's art, you gotta go all in.
No, that's just messed up.
And don't be weak.
Yeah.
Don't be a wimp.
You're not really
Man up.
supposed to do that. That's just like not demeaning. I don't know what you call it. You're like actually like insulting or cursing your fellow man and like trying to break him down through insults or like not. I mean, it's like a joke, but it's like personal joke rather than like a jesty joke, or I don't know. I don't know what words I'm trying to say, but there's a line, okay? It's a line. It's a separation of joke and actual personal, like, insult joke.
I don't think Tommy knows where that is.
Yeah, probably not.
You just go all in. Man up.
But you're not
Don't
supposed to
be-
do that. I mean, unless they're okay with it, I guess, but like on average, you're not. Like it's supposed to be in jest. It's not supposed to be, oh, your mom's freaking ugly, or oh, your dad's dead, or something like that.
You see,
You know what I'm saying?
it depends on who it comes from. It doesn't.
Yeah, if he was friends with Batman, he'd be like, your parents are dead, huh?
And that would be
Dead parent, boy,
Hey.
ha.
You know, today's bring your parents to work day, right? Oh wait, oops.
Dang.
whoopsies.
See, that's cold.
I guess
Yeah.
mean-spirited joke. Because you're trying
Why
to like,
did I just rubber band?
you're trying to
into
like
the
break them
nether
down
sphere?
instead of building up your fellow human man, dude.
It's only breaking them down if you actually mean it.
Well, that's what
I don't
I'm
think
saying.
that's
Like,
always how it works.
I mean, it's not always how it works, but
Don't be sensitive. Man up.
I'm not being sensitive.
I'm not being sensitive either. I'm just saying there's like mean-spirited jokes, and then there's like good-spirited jokes. I guess that might be the best way to put it.
There's maybe little lines you can cross. I think it depends on the person. Right?
I'd like to go
If
with
they-
jokes that couldn't, like insults that couldn't possibly be true. Those are the best ones.
Yeah. I mean,
Like,
if you're
your
both
hair
okay
looks
with
like a
insulting each other-
fish.
Your hair is crispy.
It's feel-
Yeah, you got crispy fingernails.
You have crispy hair.
it's feel-
You look like somebody who thinks ketchup would be spicy.
See, that could be true though.
Yeah, accurate.
Yeah. If it is true, then it's even more funny.
No, I agree. The most funny things are speaking to actual truths.
Snoopy, over here. Come on.
Truths more often than not that we can't actually say, so we joke about it. To bring levity and stuff to what, is happening. But, it just depends on the person, I guess. Like, if they're okay with you joking about that stuff.
Like I said, for me, there's very little that very little you can't joke about around me.
Yeah.
Why do we always get vampire? Can you tell me why that's the case?
But I do
Because
think
the
there is a
game
line.
knows how you like to
Why?
suck dick.
Whoa.
I just heard
Oh.
suck dick, and now I'm confused.
Yo,
But-
this is not 15 minutes of the stream, bro. Or maybe it is.
Let me check. We're 26 minutes in. So I mean,
Okay. You're
We're
probably
good.
fine. Yeah, but I do, like Tommy said, I do think there's, like, a point where you're too sensitive about
No, I killed my enemies and now I'm down.
too much stuff that people are joking about. Like, that's your you're too sensitive about people joking about you and stuff like that, and that's like pansy stuff. You need to kind of man up. But
Make fun of my mom, I don't care.
so
Your mom.
what's worse, offended people, or people who are too stupid to get your insult?
Too
Ooh.
stupid, because then you don't get the satisfaction of knowing that you insulted them.
I would agree.
Yeah.
So when I insult somebody, I want the satisfaction of knowing that it got to them.
Yeah, because if they're offended, that means that it touched a nerve.
That you got them.
Because if they're too stupid to understand that I'm insulting them, then I feel bad.
I don't.
Like, am I?
Yeah.
I started to feel like, am I the baddie? Am I picking on the short bus kid?
Yeah, it sometimes makes you feel that way, where it's like, oh, bless your heart.
And then they go, thank you, after you say bless your heart, and like, oh, I am picking on the short bus kid.
But what if they're a nefarious idiot?
Oh, if they're doing bad things, they've got to come.
Well, what is nefarious definition? Is it like intending to be evil or something?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, if somebody's stupid, then they don't know what they're doing, so they can't be nefarious.
Well, yes.
Plenty of stupid people can be evil.
But they don't know what they're doing.
No-
so is it
well-
just incompetence.
It depends on how stupid they are. There
Think to
are
be,
different
like-
levels. If they're like a child, they might not know what they're doing. But I mean, adult idiots still have a conscience. They might not be so stupid.
I
that
don't
they
know, man.
understand
I've
what
seen
they're
some
doing.
NPCs. My
Think
day.
about the Dunning-Kruger effect.
I don't feel very forgiving.
I don't know what that means.
The Dunning-Kruger effect is basically people who are less intelligent tend to think they are smarter than they are, right? So the less they know about something, the more they think they know, right? Basically, right? This was discovered back in the 70s or 80s, I believe, by two guys with the last names Dunning and Kruger, after they did research on a dude. Because he decided to rob a bank after covering his face in lemon juice. because he thought the lemon juice would disguise himself from the security cameras.
What?
Fascinating.
Yep.
What was this based on?
The fact that lemon juice, like uncovers and creates invisible ink, basically. Basically, he thought he was smarter than everyone else.
I like how they took one absolute idiot and was like, yes.
But it's not based off of just that one dude. It happened multiple times, right?
This is the nature of man's mentality.
But the Dunning-Kruger effect has been proven again and again and again over time.
I mean, yeah, that's just... I mean, with your reason, you can just know that.
It's the exact opposite of imposter syndrome, basically, right? Which is someone who is more intelligent tends to think they got to where they are because of luck, right? So they don't think they actually belong there.
Yeah, that's not how it goes. When you have the skill of humility and reflection, it's basically like a superpower.
Yeah, because the more you learn, right, the more you realize how much you really don't know.
Yeah. So that's why you should stay dumb forever. So you think you're very smart, have a confidence booster.
Blissful ignorance.
Yeah. Even though God does not want us to be blissfully ignorant.
Yeah, we're
He's
not
like,
supposed to
you
do
need to
that.
learn and be wise, and also you're going to be judged for being more educated and wise. If you lead people wrong, I'm going to smite you down. Like, oh, well, you put it like that.
Yeah, well, when you put it like that.
I mean,
Okay.
responsibility is like pretty cool, but
But yikes. Yeah, I understand.
better not mess up. But he gives forgiveness, so it's not too bad.
The Lord forgives, so I don't have to.
Yep.
That's a good line. I like that.
I'm pretty sure the villain of BioShock Infinite said that.
That sounds about right.
He's like, the Lord forgives, but I don't have to.
Exactly.
Grenade. Grenade.
We're on round 5.
Grenade!
No.
Grenade! Grenade!
Grenade. Grenade.
I can't even see him to shoot at him.
Grenade. Die. Die. I almost got stuck in the curtains.
Wow, that was intense. Well, this is going a lot faster than the last time. How nice.
Good.
Well, I also remembered I carry 8 grenades now, so...
It's so many grenades. I only carry 4. And I have a level 69 grenade mod. It's
Skill issue?
ridiculous. No, it's literally not a skill issue. It's a luck based thing.
It's almost like I'm good at breaking the game somehow.
Right.
Yep.
So the US government is suing Adobe
Bad.
for failing to disclose huge subscription termination fees, among other seedy practices.
Oh.
So basically, they would
Oh.
hide the fact that if you canceled your subscription, it would be hundreds of dollars to do so.
What is Adobe?
They make software.
Oh.
Photoshop, After Effects. Yeah. They're a big
still have-
software developer.
And they're infamous
huge
for finding
software
ways to scam people.
Yep.
Oh,
I
tell me
mean,
about
yeah.
it. Jeez. Everything's subscription now. Just ridiculous.
They are endlessly annoying.
That's pretty bad.
And they absolutely deserve all of this.
There's a lot of open source softwares out there now, which is nice.
Yeah.
It's like
I mean,
community-
Adobe is like makes some of the best stuff, but it's just all subscription based now. So like, you know, if you're using it only for like a couple days out of a month, you know, you're paying like same amount of money if you're using it, you know,
Every day.
every day for a month. You know, it's
Yeah, and-
ridiculous.
And some people don't, use those softwares for like a job. More just like
Yeah, they
hobbies
just
and
do it
stuff.
for memes, you know, or just
Yeah,
fun,
memes.
like I did. I used Photoshop for a long time, just to make memes.
Yeah.
And
Just for the
yeah, well,
giggles.
I had Photoshop CS5, which is an old
Don't
version.
you run for me?
So like that wasn't subscription based, and it was lacking a few features because it was old. But hey, I could still make some damn good memes with it.
Yeah. Well, I think, big software companies, I think you need to just decentralize them.
They gotta
'cause
be
get
bullied.
too big for their own britches. So, and
Yeah, it's even worse
Competition
if
is
you
good.
don't have many other good choices, and they know it.
yeah, that's
Oh,
like
That
yeah.
the worst.
sucks. I just, man,
Like price gouging or something.
I can't believe we're, seeing the government do something useful.
Finally.
Suing Adobe. Wow, you're gonna lay down the law on somebody? What? What?
It's probably because they got robbed.
They were looking at the government computers like, wait a minute,
They
I
have to go
killed
over the
him.
government.
son of a gun!
I killed that dude.
How dare they?
I was robbed.
Just like the
Uh,
feds.
I was robbed. I killed that dude and got sent to the box anyways.
The box.
FBI is just making FBI memes and was like, wait a minute, I have to pay $100 to cancel? Alright, that's it.
Yeah, you'd pay money to stop using it. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, they were using Photoshop to
crazy.
pretend to be women online.
No. Here's how you do it, right?
Oh,
You just tell your bank to not pay them anymore.
Yeah, it was an accident. I didn't do that. Mm.
Right? I actually had to do that because I called like several times to cancel a subscription and they just won't. So I called my bank and was like, yo, and they went, I've got you.
they're like, alright.
Yes, having to spend money to cancel something, anything is just stupid. That's why I don't.
Evil.
I just don't get it.
It's evil.
By the way, that was me trying to cancel my auto insurance because I was switching providers. Because I was not going to pay $360 a month on auto insurance.
For
Fair
one
enough.
car.
Dang.
For one car for minimum coverage.
What the hell?
Bruh.
I will call the company out because damn you. Progressive, screw you.
That is insane.
Dang, I'm glad I don't have that.
I now
Jeez
have
Louise.
State Farm and I'm paying a nice $97 a month.
Nice.
That's better.
I'm pretty
Well,
sure we
minimum
also have
coverage.
State Farm.
I thought we had Allstate.
Maybe
No, we have
Allstate.
Allstate.
we at least
have
had State Farm before. For,
No,
like,
we
the
have
house.
Allstate now.
Huh.
Allstate's not bad.
Allstate.
See, I've heard bad things about
Do you have wet
State
hands?
Farm because they can make it hard to get a quote. Like, to actually get your insurance coverage. But I'd rather fight for my insurance coverage than pay $360 a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough.
Because, yeah.
Take off the protective thing. I don't know what that means.
So, don't go with Progressive. I don't recommend it.
Yeah,
had a bad experience with them.
I've had good experience with Allstate. It hasn't been bad. Like when I hit a deer with my Focus, you know, getting that to a collision center was pretty easy.
Yeah. State Farm gave me.
It was
the
a small hit, but you know,
Only $50.
it was still pretty good.
Yeah.
Quick and easy.
Yeah, State
Only
Farm
had-
gave me the cheapest coverage, which is all I wanted.
Yeah, I think I only
Yes,
had
yeah.
to pay like $100. That was it.
So I also have life insurance through State Farm, because it actually lowered my rate,
Get to do a loan.
so which is great.
Oh, nice.
Someone's watching.
Well, they're getting good insurance recommendations.
Yo, I highly recommend State Farm.
What is with all the states? I don't get it.
What?
Why does all the insurance companies have state in the name?
Because it's in the U.S. All states.
So there's state farms? Mm-hmm.
Sure, I don't know why it's called that.
That's what I'm saying. Why can't it be
Let
like,
one person watching in the chat figure it out.
why can't
Why
it be
State
called,
Farm is called State Farm.
sure in, trying to be, no, I can't think of anything.
Micah doesn't have auto insurance because Micah does not have a car.
I
Nice. That
do
was
and
a
I
good one.
don't.
Much less a driver's license. So,
I have a couple vehicles at my disposal. But
Shame him on stream.
I will
not
shame
disclosing-
Micah into getting his driver's license.
I'm not disclosing anything further.
So
Micah
the
is
White House
also-
press secretary, Karine Jean-Pierre, says that...
Cringe. Her name is Cringe Jean Pierre.
Yeah,
Thank you
that's
very
good.
much.
Cringe Jean-Pierre. Says that... said at the White House that videos of Biden mumbling and looking lost are deepfakes.
Are you serious right
She
now?
says they're not real, none of them are real. Don't believe it.
So you're telling me a live stream is deep faked?
Yeah.
Literally,
Wouldn't
the
that
world
be a-
leader of Italy, I think it was, had to bring him back to the group when he started to wander off recently. You guys see that?
Yeah. Wouldn't it be a security issue if the live streams for the president of the United States was compromised and being deep faked? Hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Flawlessly in real time, apparently.
Apparently, he didn't drop a bomb on Normandy. Apparently, that was fake. Apparently, he didn't do that in his pants.
There you go. The party is asking you to deny the sight of your eyes and the sound of your ears.
Yeah.
Right.
Just ignore it. It's fake. It's not real.
Believe your lying ears and your lying eyes.
You see the video where they photoshopped her in a suit and she was using a neuralizer?
No, that's funny.
Somebody photoshopped her in a Men in Black suit, and she pulls out a neuralizer and flashes it, and then says the line. It's all fake. It's not real. Pretty great.
Didn't the new Men in Black have a black protagonist, black woman?
What?
The new Men in Black had a black
about it?
woman protagonist.
Yeah.
I
And it
thought
had,
I thought she was mixed
There were
race.
women. She is, but there are women in Men in Black. That's normal.
No, I just think
Hell,
it's funny because like Queen Jean-Pierre is like black woman, so it kind of makes sense.
I stole that kill because I was about to die.
I don't think they look anything like each other.
No.
No, I get it. Makes sense. It fits the canon.
What?
Yep.
Does it?
Yeah.
Okay.
How does Micah always manage to, verbally flashbang me? Like,
Stop flashing
I
Tommy,
understand.
Micah. Golly.
I can't stop flashing him.
You keep neuralizing him.
It's in my DNA.
he just said something so stupid it hurts.
No, that's pretty accurate.
What?
What I said. What I said was very accurate. Have you watched the new Men in Black?
Yes, I have.
I haven't seen
Yeah.
that one. I've seen the trilogy.
I've
I
seen
don't even
all of
remember
them.
if it was good, but
It's
Yeah.
very okay. Not really worth sequeling, but not like egregiously terrible.
Yeah.
I'd say watch the trilogy. The original trilogy, solid.
well, I mean,
Well,
obviously,
Those are fantastic
I mean-
movies.
I don't think you even have to say that. Like, that's kind of just. That's
Be
just
right back.
what it is.
Oh, I'm no longer going to be back.
Oh, I'm alive. Woo.
Wow, Jensen got
I took
everyone the
back
second
up.
wind.
Yeah.
Nice.
I was trying to back up so that way I could get to Micah after getting jumped by two folks. And then I just got jumped by a bad mother brute.
We're naked.
Smacker.
Good grief!
We're naked on stream.
Nobody die.
You.
Nah.
I'm gonna die.
You
What?
just decided.
The big old skag.
Micah, I didn't say you could die. I said I was going to die.
Uh-oh.
I remember that skag. That skag caused me a lot of problems last time. Where we go?
Oh. It pushed me to the other side of the building.
Don't kill that boot. It's my boot. Ooh, I love that. Who shot me? Where? From where?
Oh my gosh. Wait, who did I kill?
No one.
Tommy, shoot me.
Finished the way.
So, this is not super new news, but the bill is continuing to move, so it's worth mentioning because it's moving up. But for those of you who don't know, the Senate Armed Services Committee presented a bill that would require women to register for military drafts.
Yes.
That's funny.
Because screw you feminists, I guess.
You wanted equal rights, here you go.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's what the feminists were trying to do, right? So.
I suppose so. But yeah, it's now up to Congress right now. So of course, if it passes Congress, then it will reach the president.
Yeah. Well, personally, I don't think women should be in combat roles in the military at all. But
I mean,
mean-
some of them can actually keep up with the men and meet the
I don't really care.
Not many, but some of them definitely can.
Not many. If
It's
they
just out of
meet the
principle.
requirements, they meet.
Out of principle, no, they should not. It's just dumb. But I mean, if they want to fight for equality, you know, that's kind of justified. My opinion. You get what you get. If you want to struggle in the front lines with us men, getting voluntold to go get shot up in a war that we didn't sign up for, all right.
Right. I mean, I was really hoping this would be bigger news and that it would kind of radicalize women. Like, I would hope it gets at least as far as the president at some point, just so that it would be brought to people's attention.
And Joe Biden's like, I'm for women. We need to have them in the front lines.
This is just about, like, not just, like, warmongering and stuff, but, like, it's also part of the initiative to break down the nuclear family and, you know, everything else that feminism was for politically. And so I really hoped it would help. It would motivate women to kind of flip over and be like, "Oh no, we'll be housewives. We'll
I don't want
have
to be
children."
forced into civic duty. Come on now.
Because I mean, I remember on someone did sort of a street interview video, just, you know, sort of a man on the street kind of thing, asking women if, you know, if they were attacked and it was just them and their significant other, would they give their life for the man? And then the opposite was asked of the men. All the women emphatically said no, while all the men said yes.
Bruh.
As it should be.
Which is, yes, as it should be, but it also shows where women lean. When push comes to shove, they don't want to be involved in that stuff. They don't want to be anywhere near it. You know, their preservation instincts kick in. They go from saying, "Oh boy, a girl boss who could do anything,"
hold my own,
to not wanting the responsibility very quickly.
Yeah. I think most of them are just delusional. They haven't thought it through.
Can I pick you up? I can't pick him up. Oh, you.
That's because I was doing it.
I got it. Yes.
Nice.
Oh my gosh. That was pretty funny. I mean, I think both sexes should be committed to the other and, like, sacrificing things, but a man should be, you know, self-sacrificing for his family, like, physically the most, whereas the woman might be sacrificing mentally a little bit more. But, you know, it's a give and take. But a lot of people today are very selfish, and men are more naturally inclined to just self-sacrifice type of deal, whereas women are not. So it kind of derives more from kind of a instinctual thing rather than what God has wanted us to do when we get married.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, when they're presented with this, the feminism goes away, and they are suddenly very aware of their natural fragility. Your instinct kicks in.
Yeah. So,
I mean, I think it would be bad if this were to pass, but it would also be good for it to get more traction. As weird as that sounds.
It'd be funny.
Because I mean, even if it passed, you just get Trump to repeal it as soon as he comes in, you know. And then, savior of the women. How
Like,
great
this
would
is
that be?
ludicrous. We have to have women in the homes.
I love the women.
Not
I do
my
not want the
friends.
women drafted.
Hard
We need the
way.
women.
The women are beautiful.
He can be the champion
I
for
think
women.
I think it's still
These are the
okay,
best
because,
women,
like,
American women.
just because they've been drafted doesn't mean they're going to see combat, right? They could be drafted into non-combat roles as well.
Yeah, I would be
Right,
more
they could be
accepting
medics
of
and
that,
stuff.
So there's a million and a half things they can do, but
But who's
Right,
gonna take-
I'm not saying that like women shouldn't be involved in the process of war. Obviously, in every war America's ever had, women have been instrumental. But
Yeah.
you know, front
How about
lines.
that?
I don't think we need to do that.
But who's holding down? Who is holding down the home front if everybody goes to war?
Your mom.
All the men
Oh,
go to war. All
It's the
women
women
go to
and the
war.
old people.
What's happening?
the
Yeah.
middle-aged men, the middle-aged women, like you're not. You age out of the draft at 27,
Okay.
right? Everyone 27 or 28 and above is no longer draftable
Right.
unless they decide to extend that age, which is already very unlikely.
So what's the average age of having a family? Probably up now, right?
Yeah, it's like 30.
Oh my gosh, 30? Yo. I guess we're fine then.
It's the
I
economy.
mean,
Well, not.
The
I mean, we're
freaking
not fine, but we're
economy.
Yikes.
Can't start a family. The economy.
Yeah.
You need to be the CEO of 2 businesses at once.
This kid's going so fast.
You know,
What the
I
heck?
saw this socialist on Twitter today who really pissed me off. There was a guy showing his taxes. He was a business owner,
Oh,
and he makes
I'm
about
dying.
he makes about $1 million a year, right? And he was showing that his taxes was almost precisely half his income, which is absolute insanity. It's highway robbery. But this bloody
Yeah.
socialist was all like, "Ooh, poor rich guy getting taxed." You know, like, what do you like? Like, people can't own small businesses and
That
you
tax
know,
bracket is
make
taxed
a
at
solid
40%.
$1 million in a year. Like, come on. Let's be
That's
realistic.
A 40%. Yeah, it's a 40% income tax, and then you get taxed on everything you buy too.
what? Wait.
Yeah.
40%.
And then you
bro.
get taxed on the money you make.
That's income tax.
Yeah.
Yeah, income tax
Wait.
is lame and gay.
How does he get taxed 40%?
Tax bracket. If you're in a high enough tax bracket, you jump up to 40. I'm
Good
right around
lord.
32.
Yeah,
This is like Europe taxes, you know.
yeah, it's absurd. We're taxing the rich enough. I think. I think I've decided this.
yeah.
I think we've got
Yeah.
it. I think we've
Anyone wondering, the Revolutionary War started over a 4% tax.
yep. 4%.
Well, I think was it the majority of taxes are paid by, you know, the rich
No,
or something.
no, not even close.
That's something that
No.
they like to say to push communist values. But it's not
I
true.
thought
Most of it hits the small folks like us,
Well,
because
I mean, obviously,
it's
it hits
direct income. Because most of the super rich have their money in assets, physical assets, which aren't taxed, right? And then they take loans out on those assets.
Yeah, but
And
no, I'm
they-
saying like
they don't-
the government, the most money that the government gets is from like the higher end
No,
of the what's it called? The class, like the
no, that's what I'm saying. They don't.
like the I don't know what the word is, but
The 1%,
no, not the 1%.
higher tax brackets,
Like not like above middle class people paying into
upper class.
yeah, like upper class to rich people pay the most in
Yeah.
taxes. overall.
In theory, they pay the most. In reality, they don't.
Well, what do you mean?
Well, it's a per
If-
capita issue. There's more poor people.
Yeah. The other
but
thing
I'm-
is that is
well-
also that the super rich
So they have the
have
highest
the money
number,
to
but
invest it, right? And they like, for example, you buy a piece of modern art for $10 million, right? The blue line or whatever the hell it's called, right? The line. You put that into a free port. Now it's permanently stuck in transit. It's untaxable. But you can go to the bank, pull out a loan, and use that as collateral, right? So you pull out a $10 million loan, and now you have $10 million that's not taxable.
Well, I'm not talking about tax evasion. I'm talking about government's like money
not
that
tax
they
evasion,
collect
though.
per year. The majority of that is from upper class to rich.
No, I'm telling you that it's not.
well, it's
So middle class
listen.
and poor.
It's
people-
true in the sense that they get taxed more. Like they're high,
Yeah.
like per rich person compared to a poor person, they're getting taxed a higher percentage. But
But total
there's
money
more
gathered-
poor people, so the government makes more taxes off of poor people.
Yeah.
And the economy's so bad that it doesn't even out like it should when you tax the rich more.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Because it
Uh-oh.
should theoretically even out, but it does
I mean,
not.
what the heck?
I lived. I will live again. Don't you worry. As long as this dude doesn't run and hide.
Oh my goodness.
Kill that
I
man.
barely lived, but I lived. I was just mostly dead. But yeah, think about it, Micah.
I'm gonna do
The
some
1%,
googling.
right? The 1%.
They get taxed the most, but they're
versus
1%.
upper class.
No, I'm not talking about the 1%.
What are you talking about?
Talking about people that pay a certain amount. Like that's not middle class. It's over middle class.
The upper class, aka the 1%.
It's not 1%.
Yes, it is. Nowadays, it is.
Yeah, the numbers are really really screwed. Did you know that you can make $400,000 a year and be considered middle class?
Yeah.
We are poor, Micah.
That is
we are poor.
That is not accurate though. Like
It is actually.
20 years ago, we would
$400,000
be middle class, but we're poor now.
I'm not poor.
Yeah,
I mean,
yes, you are.
Like I'm
Yes,
like
you
are.
so like no like
My dad, right? You've seen my dad's house. That's middle class. This is the middle class American dream. 2.5 kids, white picket fence, suburbs. That's the stereotypical
Yeah,
American
think of how bad the economy is.
no. I think 400,000 is like insane.
Yeah, it's absurd.
dream. Yeah,
You can
that's
live-
why
You can live comfortably probably on 100,000.
comfortably is cost of living nowadays in Virginia is $75,000 a year. That's the cost of living to afford a one bed and be comfortable. Right? Not even own a house, but to rent is $75K a year.
Yeah, pretty insane.
Why do you
Well-
think I still live at home, Micah? I don't make enough.
Well, you're talking about Virginia. I'm just like talking generally speaking. 100,000 is like,
Well, there are worse
you're
states
pretty
than
much
Virginia.
coasting. There's also better states than Virginia.
All right, let's take the
I would
US.
consider 100,000 is pretty middle class.
I mean,
opinion.
that would be reasonable, but it's unfortunately not the reality of our economy. I wish you were right. Golly,
I mean,
I really do.
I don't know.
Yeah,
That's
Micah,
not
you
my
are.
experience, but I mean, you know, different locations, different price brackets and stuff. So
Tried to buy a house recently? No, I can't get to you. Oh, phew, that was close.
Have you looked at rent?
I think. Well, yeah, I
it's a
think that
musical, it sucks.
the housing.
The housing market's a direct reflection of how the economy's doing.
So the housing is like insane right now, but I think it will settle down. Kind of like that. What's it called? The housing crash or whatever, where it got super inflated. And
Yeah,
then
the housing market crash of 2008 with a gold market crash.
Where nothing happened from it.
Freaking
A lot
Obama.
happened actually. There was a lot of regulations put in to try and make sure it didn't happen again. Then they got rid of those regulations.
I mean, nothing happened to those responsible.
I mean, yeah. Who are you accusing for being responsible?
Obama.
Oh, wait, I gotta do the
Obama.
soundbite. Or is it?
Obama.
Or is it? Obama. Oh shit, I'm gonna die.
Here's my question: how are you going to blame Obama when it was his first year?
I was
it
not
happened-
blaming Obama.
Yeah, no, I was explaining that to Micah.
I mean,
think it's
I
just
would
funny to
blame
Obama.
I would blame both Bush and Obama.
Yeah,
Because
That's
Obama
fair.
could have turned it around, and instead he went really
Not
hard
really.
with the executive order, just like Biden did. And he fudged it up. So, I mean, it was both of those truckers, you know what I mean?
Because for the most part, it was the banks that screwed it over, right?
Yeah,
Because the
absolutely.
banks were the ones giving out the loans to people who couldn't afford the houses.
Yeah.
You don't give Micah a $500,000 loan because he seems trustworthy. Like, what's
So
evidence?
trustworthy.
He can't afford to pay it back. So when his loan
He's got soft
defunct,
eyes.
Exactly.
right? So
But I'm not a minority, so they probably wouldn't go for it.
They gave it to everyone, man. Everyone.
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
I don't know, man.
I feel like Tommy in between rounds you need to look up some get us some economic stats to look at.
All right. What economic stats do we want to look at?
I guess housing.
Just really yeah, let's get the housing market. Let's get just really like basic economic stuff like
we can go through the basic
average
economic
income, you know, national debt, all that kind of stuff.
Oh, national debt. Oh yeah, that's insane nowadays.
Yeah, there was
There's a whole
actually a
website
new report on it just yesterday. If
I just used the
recall.
word debt clock. Because that tracks that. Really. So let's see. Let's see. World debt clock or US debt. The debt clock. We are currently at $34.8 trillion in debt,
Woo!
which is $103,500 per citizen, or $266,952 per taxpayer. Because, you know, children can also be citizens. Oh, I'm dead. I'm going to die. Oh, well.
Coming.
I gotcha. I was literally right next to you.
I'm just
so.
gonna stay with Micah then.
The U.S. budget debt deficit is $1,843,000, right? Going up. We are spending. Let's see. We are spending $6 trillion, $6.7 trillion so far. But we've. Yeah, that's the official one, but the actual one is 6.8, with the actual debt budget deficit being 1.9 billion. So debt to GDP ratio in 1960 was 52.75%. 1980 was 34.6%. 2000 was 57.42%, and nowadays it is 122.3%. So back in the day, back in 2000 and before, our GDP was above our debt, right? Was double our debt, basically. Nowadays, our gross domestic product is $28.5 trillion, right? So there is a $6 trillion difference, which is quite a lot.
Dang.
With only $8.4 trillion held by foreign countries. With China being the largest at 279 billion, so basically 280 billion, right? Which really isn't that much compared to 34 trillion. Most of our debt goes to private businesses and student loan debt and stuff like that. Student loan debt is at $1.8 trillion or 1.71 trillion, but it won't be long before it hits 1.8. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it's quite bad right now. Let's see. Home sales. Let's see. A new home median sale price.
Tommy, we're getting swarmed.
Ah!
Whoops.
Oh, golly, Micah keeps dying. I
Why
almost
are
got
they so
to him.
fast? Why are they so fast?
550, boy.
Why are they so fast? Did they get a buff to be faster?
Yes.
Yes.
I
No,
wasn't
Tommy just
seeing
broke the game again.
And Micah keeps dying, so we keep getting it.
I see. So, a new home in 2009. Actually, let's do 2010 post crash, right? Right. It was $207,025. That same home today would cost $413,227.
So it doubled.
Oh, yeah, pretty much. An existing home in 2010 cost $160,559. That same home today costs $355,040.
Yeah, I mean,
What it cost before
$160,000.
is now 300.
It's now $355,000.
Jeez.
AKA, back in 2010, based off my current income, I would be able to afford a mortgage without a bank sale, or with a bank sale, but without having to do, less than 20% down. Which, if you're buying a house and going less than 20% down, you're an idiot and you're setting yourself up for failure. And the house should not be more than, your mortgage should not be more than a quarter of your income.
It won't let me heal him. Golly.
I'm going.
yeah, I mean, besides being a surf class, like, it's kind of like that. It's kind of like that, super, like the highest upper echelon, like the kings 1,000 years ago didn't have the luxuries of like the poorest among us today type of deal, where even if we're, technically speaking, have more money that has less buying power, the quality of life that we have is still, in my opinion, middle class quality, even if, besides the housing market, like our quality of life is still kind of there. But, raising families.
Well, it depends on your definition of quality of life. I mean, here in America, our food is absolute poison. especially the cheaper it is.
Microplastic.
I mean, a lot of people are
Microplastic.
fat because it's their problem, but if you notice, poor people tend to be fatter. It's because all they eat is
Grain
crap,
diet.
because all they can afford is crap.
Yeah,
I don't really
grain-
see that as better living, especially if you can't afford to raise a family. Then what's even the point in, you know, being more comfortable than a medieval peasant?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. People found a way. Eating whole food is the way to go, but yeah, it is going to be a lot more expensive. But you know, if you put your mind to it, I'm sure it is obtainable without you being a millionaire or something like that.
So good luck. So as of 22, the average median income was $37,585. If that sounds low to you, it's because it is.
You say 37
37.
for today or for?
As of 20, that was what it was in 2022.
Oh.
Now, the reason why that sounds low to you is, well, it is.
That's pretty low.
The average household in the U.S. spends $61,334.
Dang.
This
Going
is
dead.
just for the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, just for the house, right? Housing maintenance, right? On average, about $1,784 a month is dedicated to housing and housing-related costs. Now, mind you, that is an average, right? States like Mississippi and Tennessee, or Mississippi, Louisiana, Alabama, states like those, really lower that. Wyoming, because, well, no one lives out there.
So basically, you're right, Micah. You don't need to be a millionaire to be comfortable. And comfort is attainable even when being poor. But there is a difference between something being attainable and something being reasonable.
Yeah, I mean, our environment is definitely not where it should be to cultivate family structures and the economy.
Yeah, not at
But
all.
Here in our state, or home state of Virginia, it's like 72 to 75K. I do not make that. I'm close, but I don't make that. And that's just to rent, by the way. So
Yeah, well, yeah, the housing is just completely scuffed. I will admit that, like 100%. But I mean, I eat right. I have a lot of stuff, and I would consider myself middle class. But we don't make that much, like on paper. But
that middle class is determined by how much you make on paper.
well, yeah,
That's
but
how
I guess
the-
my definition of middle class is different.
What's your definition?
I would say
I was legitimately curious. I wasn't trying to, be an
I would
arse
say
about it. But
well, so if you have a I think it has to do with the family and being comfortable enough to have some savings, have some property, and have your children cultivating their physical and mental skills, I guess, or health, or whatever you want to call it, and not being too burdened down by things. But not like, super rich.
then
type of
there's a
deal.
chat in this.
But I think it would definitely have to be like a family structure type of thing behind it. Because that's kind of what it was in the beginning. Like Tommy said, the house, the white picket fence, a dog, kids.
That's the American dream.
Yeah, just not worrying about bills too much, but having the means to better yourself and your children, having some property to cultivate.
You know, you can't cultivate in that. Like when you say cultivate, are you talking about growing plants?
Anything. I mean, livestock,
How
growing
is
plants,
Jaeden down? What the heck?
changing the landscape of your
Call me by
property. I don't know.
surprise.
I would prefer it if you could be able to build like a moat around your property and like put walls up, like a castle walls.
Oh, hell yeah.
I think that'd be
So
pretty cool.
I guess
in
what
the
we'd
moat.
have to do is
Yeah.
we would have to try and to see how it compares to Micah's definition. We would have to quantify how much it would cost for you to build up the things that Micah's parents have built up.
Yeah.
Alright.
I guess that
So
would be
land-
what would have to be fair. So, like land
Alright.
in that county,
Well, I mean,
Well-
I'm not talking about like me specifically.
like count the
but on average.
vehicles. Yeah, but you're saying you consider yourself middle class, so I assume that was the
So
sort of the
how
litmus
much land do you
test.
guys have?
Well, I don't feel comfortable explaining this
They're
on
not
stream.
gonna
So
find. Yeah, fair enough.
You could
I'm
put
not
it
gonna
in the
give
chat.
out my. Actually, what's your exact geological
They're not gonna find you based off of how much
Positionings.
property you own.
That would be
Yeah.
impressive.
That'd be
I mean,
extremely.
the likely. I mean, it's
I
pretty
don't know,
likely
dude.
you have an average amount of land for your area. So
I've seen Redditors do a lot with very little, so
Like, nobody cares about you enough to do that. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna take that chance. I say the N word sometimes.
Yeah, but think about it. You're not safe anyway. They know your name,
True.
and I would be ridiculously easy to hack. So they find me, they find you immediately
weak-
after.
You're the weak chain in the
I don't think
link in the chain.
I don't think we're very safe, unfortunately.
How is everyone down?
My gosh. It's all the explosions. I don't even know where they're coming from.
We're getting away.
I'm just chucking grenades into the horde. I made an oopsie.
Oh.
No. This is what
Well,
I get
that
for
would
saving
explain it.
Micah.
What?
You know there's friendly fire for those things. You gotta be careful.
There's
Oh,
friendly
what?
fire for grenades?
yes.
Oh.
Well,
For
I
grenade-
didn't start throwing the grenades.
grenades
until you
and
guys were all
rockets.
already-
Have splash damage that affects the team.
Good to know. Oh, Jaeden,
What?
come over here.
What?
I've got some grenades for you.
No, bro.
But yeah, no, I started chucking the grenades into the horde after all of you were already down.
I mean,
So,
I guess
before
you could give us a range for the acreage, or you could put the number in the chat if you don't want to say it out loud, something like that.
What were the questions?
How much land?
Where do you live?
Was that it? That's the land.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
we're going one by one. Because
Oh.
then we gotta count your vehicles and other kinds of property.
well,
The
vehicles
house.
isn't as important because, you know, you could buy some cheap ones.
Hey.
Bye, friend.
You left me to die.
Well, that's where you just ask more questions. We figure out which, vehicles were.
What vehicles do you
We're
have?
gotten
What's
second.
on the license plate?
What vehicles were second hand? Ones were gotten from a
Alright, let's
dealer.
do
That kind
5
of
acres.
thing.
This is not the rabbit hole I want to go down.
Well, we're
Let's
we're
do
trying
5
to
acres.
quantify this.
I don't want you to quantify it on stream.
Well,
Well,
I'm-
we're just trying to figure
let's
out
not
if
even
you're
do-
poor or not.
Alright. So 5
Objectively.
acres, right? Just for 5 acres of land, right? I'm just going with 5 acres.
All
in
right.
the U.S., on average,
I mean, that seems fair.
costs $60,000.
Okay.
Dang, boy.
That is just for the land, nothing else on it. Three
what
of us
the
are dead.
heck?
Yo.
Well, I mean, if you want to be, I mean that going with the average would be a good way to quantify
Dude, that guy's spinning on the ground. What the heck?
like a class, but like you should base it off of his area specifically. That would be fairer.
Alright. I know the county. I'm not saying the county.
Yeah, don't do that.
I will not do that.
I mean,
Or
guess I
city, or town, or shopping mall.
I'm going to go with the county. The county's good enough.
No, I was joking about. Never mind.
Never mind.
oh my gosh. This is
So
not
1
very
acre
popular.
of land. The best I can get an actual answer for it is by state. But an acre of land in Virginia, on average, costs $23,900
Okay.
just for an acre,
One? Okay.
a singular acre. Multiply that by 5 if you want to know what it is, or 5 acres.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
So that's just for the land.
well, I guess I
Or-
should have asked this first, but did your parents buy the land and then build a house, or did they buy a house?
They bought the house.
Okay.
Right.
So I guess you could find an equitable piece of property in the county? I don't know. I'll leave that to you, math boy.
It's going to use Redfin.
Math boy.
Sure, Redfin.
Good work, math boy. I mean, if you ask like general questions, I could put it in the Discord for Tommy, but I don't know if that will lead to things.
All right. So, let's see.
How long have they lived in the house?
I don't know. I don't know, like 20 years, maybe more.
Yeah, because it would be fairer if we knew, because then it would be, you would be quantifying it based off of, okay, it took you this many years to build up what you have, rather than, you know, quantifying it simply would be under the assumption
no
that you
idea.
would buy it in a year. You know what I'm saying? Like, it would be fairer.
Oh, I'm dying. Huh.
I got
Math
you.
man was focused on
I
that.
don't know how you would even formulate this.
For a 3-acre house, 2 bedrooms, 2 baths. Right, same county. $290,000.
Shoo-wee.
Okay.
Dang.
Right, and
Sounds about
let me just say, looking at these photos, it
Kind
uh,
of rough.
basically the house is almost all burned.
Oh my gosh.
Like, this is a rebuild. This house caught on
Oh,
fire and is being sold for
Oh.
$300,000.
Just a little bit of a fake therapy.
What?
Just a little fixer upper.
I'm not paying $300,000 for a house that caught on fire.
Come on,
needs
you
to
just
work.
rebuild it, bro. Come on, bro.
No.
Yeah. So
That's pretty funny.
If I'm gonna build a
Yeah.
house, I can buy land for cheaper.
I sent a link to it in the chat. In the Discord, not the actual chat. But let's do one that's
Oh
not
boy!
Yeah.
Oh my goodness!
That's 300,000.
Yeah.
You actually did
and
find a house that's worse than Micah's.
Yeah. And that
my
is
gosh.
the cheapest one, by the way.
Almost 300,000 for
Wow.
a burnt shack.
Mm-hmm.
2 beds, 2 baths, or what's left of
No,
them.
bro.
No,
No.
This one is
thanks.
This one is 4.3 acres, 3 beds, 2 baths. Actually, decent little house. 2 stories, right? $550,000. So, when I say the economy is in shambles,
Okay,
the
so
economy is in shambles.
Well, I told you property was scuffed.
okay, so
Uh,
now we've got that, right?
Oh my
Mhm.
gosh.
So now we're gonna
Now we're going to interrogate.
How many vehicles did you
they've-
buy new?
okay, yeah, we'll start with
Okay.
vehicles. How many vehicles did you purchase new?
I don't even know. Like my parents?
Yeah.
Yeah.
2. I don't know.
Fair enough. But either way, all of your vehicles are older.
Yeah. I mean, we got a decent amount of vehicles.
I mean, we'll say they're used. So how many vehicles are we talking?
Oh, what year? What's the youngest year?
Well,
Like
well,
the
that
newest.
doesn't matter because we're doing a hypothetical where it's this year.
Oh, we're rebuilding this from this.
Yes.
I don't even know. What
We're trying to figure
you
out
mean.
how hard it would be for them to, like, what kind of income they would need to build what they have
Oh,
in this economy.
in this economy, I just killed a dude.
So we also need to quantify, like, okay, they've
I'm dead.
had 2 children for like they've been feeding 2 children for like 20 years, right?
Yeah.
So you also have to add that in, and then
You
number of
just add it, put it in the
vehicles
calculator.
will be charitable, and say that all the vehicles were by used. How many vehicles?
It's like a
Alright.
concrete house.
To raise a child in 2023, from the time a child is born to age 18, will cost over the course of those 18 years $331,933 per child.
Oh, is that all?
So we'll say like 600,000.
Jeez.
Yeah.
About.
1,000.
And that's if nothing goes wrong.
Right. That's not assuming medical problems.
Yep. And that's
Uh,
only to 18.
Had any surgeries, Micah?
I
So
don't want to.
I can tell you right
Anything.
now that nowadays doing what your parents did would be darn near impossible.
I would probably agree with you. I think we have 4 vehicles, something like that.
4.
It would be a hell of a thing to accomplish.
So we're at 900,000. Now you have to add the vehicles.
4 vehicles.
Mhm.
Nowadays, on average, 15, 20K a piece. And that's if there's no trucks. Which,
Almost
know you
all
have-
of them are trucks.
yeah, trucks expect to pay 30K a piece. 20, 30K.
Well,
On the lower end.
so I think only one of our trucks is like super expensive. The rest of our vehicles are like around a couple thousand.
Yeah, no, nowadays, 20, 30K a piece.
Oh my gosh.
Easy. trucks are insanely expensive. I've seen trucks with like 400,000 miles on them being sold for over 10K.
So okay, so we're talking 2 new vehicles, 2 used vehicles.
Yeah. New? Expect 50 to 60K each.
Okay, so add 2 new,
1
2
new.
old, and then you have to add up the insurance of all 4.
No, 3 old, 1 new.
Oh, 3 old, 1 new. Okay,
Insurance?
and then add insurance.
If you do it right, about $370 a month combined. If you do it right.
$370.
$370 a month for all 4.
Oh, yeah,
That goes up with more drivers, though.
that's true.
But yeah. So it also does depend on vehicle, whether it's it's got off-roading capabilities, stuff like that. $370 is close enough. Your driving record, how many wrecks you've had, speeding tickets, stuff like that.
Okay, what are we up to now?
Yes.
$1 million.
All in all, you're talking a lot of money.
Because we also need
Yes.
taxes, utilities, that kind of thing.
Utilities?
Like basic bills, utilities, and
Yeah.
We have a drill.
property
drill
tax.
well.
Because we're in Virginia, we have property
You've got a
tax.
well, so no water. You still have to pay for. Do you have a?
Electric.
It's still electric, yeah.
Yeah, you still have electric, TV,
Yeah.
internet,
Yeah.
HVAC, which
Right.
also affects your electric. Do you guys, whether you have gas or not, cable or sewage. Do you have a
Honestly, probably should
sewage?
just put down like 500 because that'd probably just be easier.
500 if you're lucky.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't have to pay that much. So.
Do you have a sewage field?
We have a drainage.
A drainage field? So you're not
No.
dumping into like city or county water or sewage,
No.
which saves you there. Natural gas or
Nope.
wood? Wood.
Wood stove.
All right. Yeah. 500 might be about right then for just electric. And internet, but I've been useless ever since I've been given numbers.
You had to do the formulas.
Yes.
Actually, it says here you need $500,000 a year.
$500,000. But like I said, with buying the house, that's the cost of the house as a whole. You put down 20% up front, which is $60K for the burned out husk. And then you have to pay a mortgage for the rest of it.
Yeah, that's true.
15-year mortgage paid off in 7 at I believe it's an 8 or 9% APR right now. So 8 or 9, or around 10% per year. Good luck.
Whoa.
Yeah. So all in all, per year, you're looking at probably 160, 170.
Dang.
So that's utilities.
Or actually, probably 130-ish. But that doesn't include animals, animal care, vet bills, doctor checkups, all that fun shebang.
Well, we'll keep it.
Yeah.
We'll keep it simple. What are we up to now?
Oh, let's say per year 130. Because it's not all combined. Because you wouldn't pay all. You don't pay all 18 years of a child's life up front.
Right.
And you don't typically buy a house completely outright either. You put down 20% and then pay the APR.
100. So you said 170,000, or wait, 130 a year. 130K
a year. Yep.
Okay, so let's throw in
Food.
a life essence.
ye-
Well, I think food wouldn't that count for us, though? You said child's life up to 18.
Yeah.
So you just
Yeah,
have to
but
be
you have
like
to include parents.
adult.
Yeah, so
people.
add in the parents then.
$400 a month. On the low end.
Yeah, let's say they eat nothing but junk food. They do, don't they? It's just
Thanks, Jaeden.
we'll just say that they do.
They don't.
Just-
we all
just-
eat very healthy.
Okay, they eat very
But
healthy.
you guys also have animals.
Pick up the number.
I don't know, 200.
I can't get to Micah.
See,
$200 a month.
I was trying to help you by saying that you eat junk food, but now we gotta raise the number.
I mean, we only spend probably like a couple hundred on groceries
A month?
a month. Yeah.
I don't think that's physically
Ow.
possible.
Most of their food comes from what they grow.
Yeah, we grow food. We eat deer. You know, we have cows. It's like
Okay, well then I guess
Maintenance, though.
I guess then
Cows are-
you want to throw in
that's true.
the
Feed
approximate
bills.
Animal cost and animal feeding cost, I guess would.
Alright, how
Uh,
much does...
I mean, I guess.
beef cattle?
I guess you could just do 500 a month then, if we add like feed bills and stuff.
Hold up.
Well, yes, but there's also the cost of the like livestock.
What the?
Like how much a cow would be,
Right.
kind of thing.
Or is it beef cattle?
So I don't want to go into detail on any of this
Bruh, nobody's gonna find you because they know what type of cow you have.
livestock.
No one's gonna find you because they know what type of cow you have, Micah.
You can just put in 500 on the food.
Alright, 500.
Well, how many animals
That's
do you
unbelievable.
have?
That's $6,000 a year per animal. Not per animal. Cows are expensive. Cows are like $1,000 a year per cow.
Okay, I'll go moo. Moo.
That was quick.
Ooh,
I'm not even paying attention to what's going on.
it's happening quick.
But yeah, no. Either way, Micah, for a person to copy what your family's done, they're looking at like 140, 150K a year. Right?
Well, it's not
If not-
400,000.
It's over the course of 18 years. It's 1 point something million.
Yeah.
Oh,
but,
I
like,
almost got one shot by that.
didn't you say the
Dang.
middle class was 400K or something?
Well, that's the
Yeah.
the high end, the cap. Like once you make 500 or like over 400,
Yeah,
then you're
So what's the
the
low
1%.
end?
I actually
like
don't know.
150, 160, something like that.
Bro, so I was right.
That's the very low end, but Micah,
My
I don't
point was
think
proven. Huh?
No,
I don't
because
think your family brings
we
that
haven't
in.
we haven't quantified income or anything.
I'm not going into that. So.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've
I'm not
figured.
asking you to tell you what your family makes. I know your family don't make that.
Well, I mean, yeah, but we make do.
Yeah, and that's
And
okay.
also, your formulas are not completely accurate because we didn't go into every single detail.
That's true.
But, I
we
mean,
we
that-
didn't add up all the game consoles.
Yeah, game
Game
consoles.
consoles cost
That's
more.
like an extra, $1 million. So gotta have at
Maintenance.
least 5 Xboxes.
We didn't go into maintenance or anything else. Like, there was a lot of stuff we left out that just
That is
raised
true.
Gas.
more. Gas is huge. I'm going to die. Why would you run away from me? Come back here and fight me like a man.
So I know you didn't. I know you didn't add it all up, but I mean, is he objectively
That's a lot of-
poor? That's what we were trying to figure out.
I mean, on
If
paper,
he was right or not.
Yes.
I
on
would
paper,
say
yeah.
yes, but
On paper, I'm also technically poor with just my income, but I
Right.
live at
yeah.
with my parents because everything's expensive currently, and I am saving up to move out, so you guys can get off. You commenters can get off my case about that.
But like,
Well, I think we should go back to the Jewish days, personally.
But I don't mean on paper. I mean like objectively. Like, could
Yeah.
he build up, starting this year, what his parents built up on the same income?
No,
Probably not.
Not even close.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm
I couldn't
assuming-
either. I'll tell you that.
And that class ladder is
I
not.
think all four of us combined could. But
We can make the homo-steader a reality.
Yeah, he said it, homo steader.
You make it a reality on your own, buddy.
Oh, come on. We have to have the commune, dude. Come on.
Commune.
I'm not gonna be any part of any homo commune.
Commune.
No. It'll be a very straight commune. Probably.
I can't see nothing. I'm not going to die.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I see what you guys
Ah.
are saying. But I
Okay,
think
yeah.
if the
I mean, Micah-
if the property prices went down, which I think it will, then I think
They
we
will crash.
I don't think people will
Wow.
be screwed over like middle class or trying to get to middle class people.
Oh no, it's still going to be bad. It's not going to crash that much.
Really? You don't
Yeah.
think it's gonna just level out? No.
Nope. The reason why I say no is because prices and interest rates have both been going up. And historically speaking, every time both go up together, that it'll drop a bit, but that's basically the new normal, sadly. Typically, if it was, how it typically goes, which is prices go up, interest rates drop, or interest rates go up and prices drop, then yes, it would eventually stabilize and go back to what it was before. But I don't see it dropping back to pre-COVID prices, sadly.
Well, let's hope you're wrong.
I hope I'm wrong. But
I mean, like the housing or the people living in your parents' house, I think the Jewish culture and kind of like the old-timey cultures kind of had it more right because it was more community focused, family focused, and so you could have multiple generations in a house and kind of just build out from there rather than people being all individualistic and separating from their lineage and not helping each other out. So I mean, I think once you have a family, getting your own place is good and should probably happen unless you have a big land where you can kind of just separate out the land a little bit and you both have your
you
own.
should probably have your own place before you start having a family.
I disagree. I think that's a horrible idea.
Well, then where are you gonna keep the family?
Yeah.
Huh?
Where are you gonna keep your family if you don't have a place?
What do you mean? You get married and then find a place with your spouse.
Well, I think they mean have kids.
Yeah. I mean, before you have kids, you get a place with your spouse.
Yeah.
I think
Yes, presumably.
being alone and then dating, that opens up a plethora
Plethora.
of things you don't want to go down because you're less accountable. You're less accountable because there's not other people in your life that's close to you that are kind of helping you and guiding you.
Roommates, friends, church families.
Yeah, I mean, you can supplement with that, but I mean, family is very important as well. In my,
I mean, it
personal
depends
opinion.
on whether. I mean, that's case by case, though. I mean,
That does depend.
theoretically, I think that's how people should be. Yes, I agree with you.
Yeah.
But
Some instances it's not possible.
But like, I mean, I don't want to name names on this podcast, but I mean, think of someone who's dating right now. They don't listen to anyone. Like family doesn't have any effect.
Yeah, but is that a good thing?
It wouldn't let me. I got stuck in the revive
So it's like-
animation.
I'm talking about like the best option is that you have that structure. So, I place less importance on moving out and more importance on being right with God, getting a spouse, and then having your own area to raise your own kids, but having family nearby. And then you can have friends and other stuff. So
Yeah. I'm not saying you're wrong, but personally, my preference would be to have a house before I get married. I don't think that's what's going to happen. I think, unless I get magically rich off something, I think the likelihood is that I'll get married young and, rent somewhere so we have somewhere to live. But
yeah.
if it were like entirely up to me and the economy was good and everything, I would
Be like,
prefer to have like an established place.
Yeah. And that's just
'cause, like,
how it's going to be for some families.
Because like being dateable is for men is like it's all about status.
Which is
So like having a house would be a huge deal if it were practical.
yeah.
So
But
that would
I don't
be my
want the status to
preference.
be a materialistically focused status, if that makes sense.
Well, it is.
like-
It is.
I'm saying like that's not how it should be.
But it's how it
That's
is.
not
That's how
how it
women
should
are.
I know.
That's how they gauge whether you can protect them. Is how
I mean,
well do you
obviously-
fend for yourself.
So like personally, status for me would be you being competent and carrying yourself.
Well, yeah,
having
but
good
you have
work
to prove the
ethic.
competence is the thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
And how
but
do you-
a lot.
How do you prove competence on being financially stable without, being able to take care of a place?
I mean,
Well,
I
just the
agree that
environmental
it's shallow, but like they're not gonna like look at you and just know, and they're not gonna see inside of you. It takes a while of dating for them to recognize an inherent competence in your personality. So we're talking about like initial courtship where they agree to go out with you because you have
Yeah.
status. That's what I'm saying. It's hard to get past that.
Yeah, I agree with you. That's a good attractor, but in my opinion, it's kind of like not how it should be in a certain way. I don't know. I just think this culture is very.
It's definitely
screwed
shallow
up.
long term. Like I think if you don't like somebody and they're rich, you should dump them. I don't
Right.
think it should be the be all end all. But unfortunately, as far as initial attractors go, you gotta
I mean-
bump up that material status is just how it is.
Yeah, I mean,
Unfortunately.
it could be a good indicator. I mean, it's not wrong. But a lot of women and a lot of men are very shallow when it comes to who they're attracted to. So I just kind of
Yeah,
have
I
a
mean,
problem with
it's
that.
kind of an inherently selfish process. So it's
Yeah.
kind of weird. Like, you have to be a little bit shallow and a little bit more judgmental than you would usually be with other humans.
I mean,
And it's
you
hard
have
not
to
to.
be, because they're the person you're trying to, be with for the rest of your life and raise kids with. Like,
Yeah, you
Yeah.
have to be
Gotta be a-
pretty critical. Unfortunately.
No, I think that's definitely fair. You want to discern who's right for you. I don't know.
So I mean, I'm just saying it's not realistic that I would have a house, and I would be pretty annoyed if a woman expected that from me. But it would definitely
It's kind of a
be it would
reality.
definitely be my preference.
Yeah, women are like, oh my gosh, you have a paid off house and a car and all of your life together. Whoa.
It's also because I want to design my own house, and a woman is just going to be opinionated and muck the whole thing up. So I don't want to put up with that. I want to design the house.
I mean,
My image.
well, women Don't women-
God.
women create like what's the saying? It's like
I just don't want him to make it beige.
men make the house, women make it a home or something like that.
Yeah, that's the saying.
Yeah.
Well, gosh,
So
if she
you can
wants
make
to
the
reorganize
house-
the silverware, whatever. But I mean, like, I don't want the stupid, boring, minimalist house.
Beige.
Oh no, it doesn't have to be super gay and modern.
Like, I want a nice stone house.
You should have a gothic like cathedral.
Yes, that would be very cool.
And you can only walk around if you have like mascara on or something. Something
What?
No.
like you're dressed like
No.
a vampire.
that's
yes. I see.
No, I would,
entered
I just go around in a smoking jacket and welcome people in with a cigar in my hand.
even though you don't smoke.
Stand at the Stand at the top of the.
They don't need to know that.
It'll be a candy cigar, and I'll stand at the top of the long staircase, and be like, "Ah, you've arrived! I see Jeeves has let you in.
Jeez.
Let me."
It's just a dog
me
in
show
a
you my
butler
brain.
costume.
It's a dog with a bow tie. It just has a sign on it that says "Follow me."
Yes. Oh, this would be great. Man, you need to become rich so this can happen.
I agree. But no, I want I like big houses, but I don't like the impracticality of big houses. I don't like wasted space. I don't like something that is going to be incredibly difficult and time consuming to keep clean. And I have trust issues, so I definitely don't want any kind of
Courtyard.
staff. So
What?
I want
Where you're
kind of a force perspective house, like both in and out,
You want
do
to use
different
the
stuff.
force.
to kind of
Like a tall ceiling.
to kind of make it look bigger than it is.
Mm.
See,
You know, like you
my-
can have so you could have like a grand staircase in the middle in the entrance, right? But the key is to not put any walls on it. You have kind of this open air space. It makes it look a lot bigger than it is. Stuff like that just sort of add up.
the house struck me.
Guillermo del Toro has sort of a similar thing going on. If you look up, he has an entirely separate house full of his movie props that he's purchased over the years, which is ridiculous. But it's called Bleak House, and it's kind of just got that really like classic manor feel, but it's actually not a very big house. And so it looks impressive and looks very nice, but it is reasonably sized. So that's kind of what
yeah.
I'm looking to do.
That sounds like a plan.
It's something that's practical but has, you know, an aesthetic that I would be willing to live and die in and not be depressed, and would hopefully
You just gotta let
an
the
heirloom.
lady of the manor to you know, adjust things here or there.
Well, of course.
But you can make the bones.
The trick I'm going to use is I'm going to have a courtyard.
I mean,
has a compound.
that'd be pretty cool.
What if we erect 4 concrete walls and then
Alright.
just have
Like being concrete. I'm talking like old style stone.
You mean
I found all
edges?
the patties.
Like what
talking about a
era of
castle.
stove?
a medieval castle?
Yeah, more medieval.
Now I can
A
get
castle,
behind
a stone castle would be awesome.
Yeah, with a
that has a
but it-
courtyard.
yeah, with a courtyard, but like the actual house is like in the. It's not really the walls of the castle, but it's meant to look like the walls.
Why can't it actually be stone?
It's not. It's going to be
I mean,
stone.
this
on
is
the
your
outside.
dream house, Tommy. Come on. You
It's
do
going to
better
be
than that.
actual stone, but the inside is going to be thicker. So the walls are going to be much thicker than what they need to be.
Armor plated.
What's punching through stone?
Cannonballs.
Who's assaulting a house? Who's robbing a house or assaulting a house with cannons?
Yeah,
Yeah,
have
yeah.
you never
You
seen that
defend
meme?
the house with cannon.
I mean,
Micah.
stone houses are more so that, like, if it burns down,
Referencing
you're
the
not
same
rebuilding
meme, but
the
a
whole
different
thing.
perspective.
Yeah.
That's kind of more the reason, not so much because you're building the house to withstand a siege.
Hey man, okay, metal plating would be excellent to add to your wall. I'm just saying.
You know what's better at stopping bullets than metal? Stone.
Bullets. Oh.
What?
Make your wall out of bullets.
Just made of individual bullets glued together.
There, yeah. Just fire them.
Oh crap, I almost went down.
You just hit it with a hammer, it shoots the bullets. Just
Oh shoot.
I'm gonna die.
Sorry, Tommy, Micah was dying really fast.
Always.
I'm about to blow. Oh my gosh. This guy's insane.
Oh, what the hell? I had a big fire wave around me.
It was me.
Oh.
I explode when I face walk.
That distracted me.
Sorry.
No worries.
I'm thinking of changing it from explosion to incendiary.
Okay.
I mean, an explosion is
I don't know. Those
incendiary, but
explosions
it's not the same.
get rid of the shields almost immediately.
That's true.
Oh, I didn't
But
know.
I'm wondering if the fire is like more will give a better damage over time.
Bye,
effect.
Jaeden.
Maybe. Although I also shocked them, so. Gosh.
This got hard really fast.
Yeah, it's because
Oh,
we
that's
don't
what
have
she
shields.
said.
That's what she said.
Oh, yeah.
Probably not to you though. So
Oh,
Dang.
that's what he said. Yeah.
The explosion looks
For
cool.
you, maybe.
Oh, wait. Now I'm just confused.
Gay.
Gay. Dude. Dude. Jensen, what's your dream house?
I want a castle.
Like
I can't
full
make
size.
it-
Instead of return to monkey,
yeah.
it's just return
Well,
to
yeah.
knighthood.
You said dream castle, so no limits. Yeah, totally. A castle with a moat.
With your
And it
lizards
would
in
be
it.
like up on like on a high like hill, like on a shore, right? So boats going by, see my big castle on the hill,
Yeah.
with a giant American flag,
That would
coming
be
out of
pretty
the middle
cool.
of it.
It's huge.
And
Huge.
you see the boats going into the harbor. You see the giant castle on the hill with a giant American flag. I mean, who the hell doesn't want to see that? Wouldn't want to live in
That is
that.
pretty awesome.
Oh, come on.
This is terrible.
Tommy, is it
Well,
legal
it
to
being up
build a
that high, I
castle?
probably wouldn't be able to have a moat, but
Is it legal to what?
We don't need to worry about that. Is it
Why
legal to build a castle?
no.
Yeah.
What?
Guys, group up, group up.
No, you can build a castle.
Oh, I thought you just said it was illegal. I'm like, what the
No, of
hell?
No,
course
it's
it's legal
legal.
to build a castle.
Yeah, of course it is. I'm like, what the heck?
Because there's always these stupid rules where it's like, you don't have a permit to build this building. Oh, you need to ask
Oh,
Yeah,
you
permission.
but that
talking
depends
about
on where
this
you're
zoning
building
rate?
and where you live.
How did you guys end up over there?
I don't know.
I told you guys to
So-
group up. Everybody ran off.
Can you,
I was grouped up with them.
No, I'm with
I don't
Micah.
even know where you
I
guys
was.
are.
I've been with Micah the whole time. I am sufficiently.
can you like
grouped up.
erect a castle without getting in trouble?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, if you own the land, yeah.
Yeah, you're well within your rights to
Really?
build a castle.
Yeah, residential neighborhood. It's residential land. You can build that, right? The only thing where you could get hit with that is like in an HOA, right? Where you have predetermined setups that you can build.
Hmm. Okay,
Because
okay. So
HOAs
Crap.
don't like freedom.
what I'm hearing is we all need to get together, buy a bunch of land, and then make a castle.
They're too fast.
Oh.
Own castle.
Well, we
Micah,
can have
don't let 'em
different
die.
wings of the
Run away.
castle. Come on.
Yeah, I would have sworn I was sticking with you. I got thwacked, looked over, and you guys are already across the map. And I'm like, ow. But
Yeah,
okay.
no, you were like way.
I
you
mean,
you ran
I
away
thought-
so fast.
I didn't even run away. I got hit away.
Oh my god. Why?
I'll buy land and make a castle. All of us.
The
We
game.
can have the feudal system back.
That's true. I
So-
mean, if it was a big enough castle, then we wouldn't be up in each other's business.
Exactly.
I will not share my castle.
Oh, you're so lame. You don't want this in reality,
How
bro?
else will we rule from our rotocracy?
That's what I'm saying.
Multiple
dude.
castles.
We can have a big old round table. and
That's
do
true. Multiple
podcasts there.
castles, we got land advantage.
Well, I mean, I'm talking about more pragmatically. Like, more feasible stuff. If we all work together, we can make a castle.
True.
We just have to sell some of our organs, and slave for
die.
like 20
I'm going to die.
years.
Shoot me. Shoot me. Yeah, what?
Or we can do the redneck route and just use concrete blocks and duct tape.
I will not.
Save
Cinder
Micah.
block.
Save Micah. Save
You want to
Micah.
make a castle out of cinder block?
I didn't think about that.
Cinder blocks, rebar, and cement.
I need to run back to y'all.
I mean, that's more feasible. It would look horrendous.
I don't
but-
even know where they are.
Stay still.
Behind us.
Good thing I got a shotgun. This is just madness.
This is gay.
Homosexuality.
I'm going to die so fast here. Or not.
Oh shoot.
Oh my gosh. I'll get annihilated.
There's one behind you, Jensen.
Where is he?
I'm a dead man.
Crap. Get a second wind off of him.
Fast.
Oh, he got electrocuted by me. My stupid, dangerous aura.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh no.
Howdy.
Shoot me. Shoot me. Oh,
Shoot you?
alright, no, I'm good. I'm good. Dang it.
Oh.
Well, I was losing health.
I shot you
gosh.
as soon as you went down.
You caught me right before I went down. That was spectacular. Oh, holy crap. Catch me,
Dude,
catch me,
this
catch me.
keg went so fast.
Oh.
Oh, crap. What even hit you?
Hello there.
It's like, the more times you die, the faster the bar goes down.
No,
The
I
little
couldn't
health
even
bar.
tell what hit you.
I don't
Vampire.
even know it hit me. Might have been
Dude,
vampire.
he's like the Flash right now.
I can't even
No.
see him. I don't know where he is.
Stay where we
He's up here
see
by the
you.
building. I'm shooting him. I got him.
He's dead. One's dead.
Gosh.
One's a skag.
Oh, I see him.
Zooming.
I don't see him.
He's by the bus. He's down. Oh,
There's a skag charging you.
one more.
Oh my gosh.
Where the hell is he?
I got him.
It's like,
The splash damage got him. I couldn't see him.
right.
Well, that was terrible and painful.
No.
No, jeez.
It's okay, this is the boss. This is the last one. We'll change all of them.
It's not fair.
Just not fair.
No.
I mean, at least with these guys, you just keep your distance. Or one of them, anyway.
Ow. I just got gunned down.
Oh. He angry. Dude, he's fisting me, bro.
No, I had Micah.
He's almost dead. Oh my
There we go.
gosh.
Oh, jeez.
I said screw the revive. Kill the dude.
Well, that was
Yeah.
painful. Alright, so. The DOJ is attempting
Okay.
to imprison Dr. Ethan Haim for 10 years on 4 felony charges for uncovering how Texas Children's Hospital was unlawfully, chemically, and surgically castrating children as young as 11 years old. So he's a hero, basically. And the indictment claims that Haim obtained health information for patients that were not under his care.
Bro.
However, 2 points I want to make. First of all, his status allows him to access those documents.
Mm-hmm.
And secondly, he has a duty to report malpractice that he witnesses.
That's true.
So basically, they're trying to make this guy yet another political prisoner. Because
For helping
this
out.
indictment is ridiculous. He reported illegal activity.
Yeah.
Like, what?
I don't know. The DOJ is what's that stand for again?
Department of Justice.
Department of Justice.
So they're enacting not justice, the opposite of justice.
Yes.
Nice.
You can actually donate to Dr. Haim's legal funds at Give Send Go if you would like. But I am just... I'm getting sick of all the friggin' political prisoners. I'll tell you what.
Yeah,
All
I
the
think
abortion protesters, all the January 6ers, all of the...
Yeah, I think the main, or I don't know about like catalyst, but
And yet they scream fascist at us. How dare you?
that's kind of in my memory where it started, where political prisoners were just held for super unjust reasons and then given unjust sentencing, like because of political reasons. Was it January 6 people?
I
And
mean,
it's just gotten worse.
I mean, I think that's where they really got confident with it.
So fast.
Yeah,
But I
they're
think,
like,
They
oh,
really like
but
to
I
have
mean,
speed
it's definitely
stuff on
been a
this
problem for a lot longer than that.
I mean, to a lesser extent.
Right.
Now it's just like, oh, we don't like you for political reasons. Yeah, we're gonna prosecute you.
Yeah.
For stupid reasons. And we don't really care if it doesn't go anywhere because we're gonna drain your bank account and
Well.
defame you in the
Right.
process. Oh my gosh. Well,
I lived.
Yeah, these bloody three-letter
No.
agencies obviously have too much
I
power.
just got you.
mm-hmm.
I mean, think about the amount of power the CIA has. Like,
CIA.
Kill
I
this
don't
brute.
just do whatever,
DOJ.
dog. Okay. Do whatever you want.
I don't think the
Kill the
CIA is part
bandit.
of DOJ. I know FBI is. I think CIA is
Uh,
part of
no.
Homeland Security.
Yeah,
Oh.
CIA is not.
Well, I'm making
Kill the brute.
examples here.
Nice. Oh.
I mean, that's why I call this a culture war and like a matter of media, because as long as this isn't brought to anyone's attention, then nobody has to face up. Nobody has to, be scared of the people.
Oh my gosh.
Because I mean, think about like the wars we started for no reason. Like Obama woke up one day and said, "Okay, the president of Syria doesn't get to exist."
Hey man, I'm gonna
And then we've
nuke the
been in this
Middle East
perpetual
and
war
some
with
children.
Syria, and the president is, still alive 20 years later. La-di-da.
Oh, drone strike the Middle East.
That's gone great. What a great way to spend money. And it's just because,
Yeah.
Americans are ignorant of it. They like to pretend that we're so moral and we can be the world police.
Their
And
morality
all the,
is
bloody
gay,
neocons
literally.
in the CIA want us to be the world police and have that kind of power. And it's like we have no business doing that. It's stupid.
I mean, if the U.S. wasn't struggling in every regard, then I would say sure. I guess, kind of push out good Christian Judeo values and try to help countries, but
Well, I mean, helping
just not the
countries
case.
is fine. Having allies is fine. But like just randomly starting wars and
yeah, that's not
selling
good.
selling things to random jihadists and between oppressing
Overthrowing
them with violence and
government.
selling them weapons, you accidentally create ISIS. I mean, that's just unacceptable. That's
Yeah, the CIA
that's completely different from
overthrowing-
being, altruistic or whatever.
It's pretty bad.
There's really no excuse for that kind of nonsense. I'm just so sick of it. It's hard to think about and not get depressed, right? It's hard to think of a good, positive future for America when they get away with having, an infinite amount of political prisoners and all this bloody warmongering. Like,
yeah, it's pretty bad.
And it's hard to expect things to get better and have any kind of hope. I have hope in Trump to fix a lot of things, but it feels like less like, oh, a big win for America and America's future, and more like this delay of pain. Like, it just gives us more time to prepare for apocalyptic levels of nonsense, if that makes sense.
Well, I mean, the worse it gets, the more people realize that, certain ways of governing is better. Hopefully, that's my hope.
Yeah, that's what I like to think, but at the same time,
it can definitely get worse.
Every generation being more of a phone zombie than the next, and so easily manipulated by media, it's just...
Apparently the younger generations are actually more conservative than the older ones.
Yeah, I mean, I would hope that, the iPad kids would grow up and realize how much they missed, and then grow up, raise their kids the exact opposite, but I don't know. Honestly,
Reject
don't know.
iPad, return to Sword or something, I don't know.
Because I think you miss so much out of life, and I think the people who are terminally online, if they ever get out of it, I would think that logically, and I would hope that they would raise their kids to be the opposite.
Yeah,
I mean, that's together again,
but people are so social media obsessed, they refuse to.
I mean,
accept
anecdotally
the danger of all of that. Yeah,
that's pretty much.
Yeah,
true.
Anecdotally, I think it's true.
Yeah,
but also
whether or not it's
just
a theme or a trend or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know how big of a scale it is, and if it'll actually, play out. Because I mean, young men are definitely being radicalized by the day.
Yeah. Oh. Right.
But then the Democrats still always have the women vote, so it's like, are we gonna be able to do something about this? I don't know.
I mean, I have a solution for that, but
well, yes, but that's never gonna happen, Micah.
I'm just saying.
I'm with you, but it's not realistic.
Things were better back then, before the times.
Well, okay, so actually you bring up something that I wanted to talk about, which was, I want to establish, and this is totally going to be an opinion thing. We're never going to objectively solve this. I realize that, but we could discuss it, because I think it's interesting. But when were the good times? I have a theory about this, but I want to hear what you guys think. What were the good times? When did we start to just nosedive into chaos?
Actually, maybe.
I mean, humanity's always been bad, but just think of American society. When was our peak?
Well, post racial America was the 80s to the 2000s.
More like 70s. More like 70s.
Okay. 70s. The 2000s, right? And everything got racially,
even 70s.
I don't know, because it just depends on, I guess, your definition of the good times, right? Because the family unit was the strongest probably in America. What, I don't even know, the 60s maybe.
I think 50s. I'm thinking like post-war.
50s.
That's what
Something
I'm
like
leaning
that.
towards right now.
But then it bred like such a I don't know what you'd call it, stagnant, lackadaisical, like mentality. Not alert people. Does that make sense?
Kinda. But I mean, it was just...
Like they didn't instill the right values, and so we kind of got
like post-war, like, you know, everyone experiencing the horrors of war and getting over it. It seemed like bad was less bad. You know, like a rebel was just a guy with a leather jacket who smokes and drives fast. Right?
Mhm.
It's not as bad
Yeah.
as the hoodlums we have today. Because at least they had like an honor system and a sense of self-respect that's different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess you.
Yeah.
Where'd he go? I lost sight of him.
I mean, overall, I would because the family
I mean,
family
can't find his
unit
wee-wee.
is
Haha.
oh, King Louie.
Oh, he can't
family
find his
unit
king lately.
is the building block, like the fundamental building block to like political, like social stability. Like that all derives from the family unit.
Yeah,
So
the
if family
stability
unit
of
is
the
not
family
doing good-
unit is the baseline for American stability, for sure.
Yeah. So, if that's out of whack, then you have no chance that the general culture around that is going to be good. And that extends to political and governmental things. So, I would say overall, probably the 50s or 60s was the good times.
So yeah, yours
In my
would be whenever family stability was at its peak.
Yeah.
So I would say it's kind of relative.
Enemies of double fast.
Oh my gosh. Of course.
I actually think the eras that we were peaking in were also the eras where you start to nosedive. Because I think in prosperity, people start to value things that aren't important.
Yeah.
I think we've
So-
never really,
So, for instance, I think 60s is economically a pretty good idea, but socially, I don't think so. Because obviously there was feminism before the 60s, but I think that's when it, this, like, the sexual revolution started, and we really, like, society started to nosedive.
Yeah.
And I think it took a long time to get really bad, but I think that's where it got a significant jump.
Yeah. But I mean,
So
it's supposed to be the good time. So this current
Right.
time that you're living in,
So
more than,
yeah,
like,
I
the
don't think.
future,
I think it would
guess.
be less a decade and more of a set of decades, based off of that.
that dude just straight up teleports.
So I'm gonna. So yeah, I would say the good
Okay.
times started in the 50s. I want to say that. Economic peak. Probably. I mean, this is not going to be really literal or 100% accurate, but I'm going to say 80s, just because the 80s had the greatest capacity for art. I mean, just the sheer amount of good movies playing in every theater every month, the sheer amount of
A good show on
the
TV
sheer
at
breadth
a
of
time.
music, television. I mean, there was so, like, the art
And the
was just,
variety too.
art just had an absolute revolution. And I've always wondered why that is. What is it about the 80s? And I had an epiphany while watching while watching Ghostbusters 3. Ray is on the phone with one of the characters, and he's looking at an old photograph of the Ghostbusters, and he's like, yeah, business was really good then. It was, the Reagan years, good economy. And I was like, that's it. People could afford to be artists. And so art prospered because people prospered, and that's just what happens. That's what people do.
Yeah.
Unlike now, think of now, how bad the economy is, and so normal, level-headed people can't afford to be in the arts. It's all the Nepo babies and all the political
that go on
pundits
strike
and
because they don't get paid. They don't think they get paid enough for their crap.
right. So I'm gonna go with, it's got to be the Reagan years. It's got to be
It all comes
sort
back
of our
Reagan.
relative peak, and unlike 60s, unlike 60s and 70s, you don't have any war going on. There's no Vietnam. You've got Cold War, but
Cold War is pretty cool.
I mean, that's just all it is, Cold War. Right.
But it's like that mystery. It's like, oh, are you gonna get nuked? Are you not gonna get nuked? Who knows? Spies going everywhere.
Who knows? That's
Right.
fun.
Uncertain times, to be sure.
Yeah, I mean,
But I think,
but you gotta be careful, because if you get too artsy fartsy, you turn into like, I don't know, like something happens to you.
right, like I said, if
You
you
get lost in a star.
if you go too prosperous, humans create problems that aren't there. And
Yeah.
I think that's partially, other than people who just want to control and distort things, I think that's partially what happened with the 2000s. Is
Yeah.
we had,
We had nothing to
we
worry
still had a
about.
lot of, a lot of problems, war with the Middle East, and
I mean, was it really a war? Like, it
questionable. Well,
was more of
yes,
just like
but
one-sided domination, teabagging.
well, that's
Beat down.
another discussion. But I didn't realize you were all dead. That's bad.
You ran by me like 3 times.
Just trying to think.
Yeah, I'm trying to
okay.
think, man.
Yeah.
I don't think
So
that
You
ever
don't
was
think?
peak.
Well,
so anyway,
I don't.
no.
Either.
That's why I'm saying that this is sort of going to be an opinion piece, and we're not going to solve it objectively, because there's never a peaceful time in human history, but
Well, I'm not even talking about
some
peaceful. I'm thinking
are worse than others. So like
people,
the Cold War
people
was
tend
not
to
as
look-
bad as Vietnam before it, or the Middle East after it. So that's kind of like a good spot.
people tend to look back and think it was better than what it typically was. Rose-tinted glasses, man.
Well,
I don't know.
none of us were
I mean,
alive
yeah,
then,
but-
so it's
Well, I'm not even
Yeah.
saying you have to be alive, but I mean, think about people who look back at the Renaissance and wish they were back in the Renaissance or medieval times or ancient Rome,
but it was
where
dirty.
they
then.
only look at the good stuff.
It was dirty.
But but they don't see it that way. They only think about all the good stuff that they learn about, and none of the
Well,
bad.
I'm trying to be
Well,
realistic.
if you're always dirty, are you really dirty? Think
What?
about that one.
What?
We're not
Yes.
getting into that.
Yes, you are.
We're not.
Take a
Let's not
shower.
get
Always-
in. Let's not
if
get
you're
into
always-
paradoxes. No.
If you're always
doing it.
drunk,
Not doing it.
are you really drunk, or is that just your normal?
I had a point.
Come on.
I had a point.
Yes.
So please stop. So
Take a shower.
so you could say what you will about economy and our take in the Middle East and all of that stuff in the early 2000s. But think about how American society was flourishing after the 80s and 90s. Like, I mean, you know, like race relations were good. Like we had, you know, super famous black people. Nobody batted an eye about any of that. You know, the gays were tolerated, and we weren't oppressing them, but also there was none of this, you know, nonsense about special privileges. Like it was kind of that societal sweet spot where everybody was getting along relatively, comparatively. And so I think they created problems where there wasn't any. And they started saying, "Oh, everybody's racist and homophobic and terrible."
My guy just disappeared. I'm going to die.
Yeah, I think it's pretty crazy if you look
You're
at
pretty crazy.
race and sex relations now versus the 2000s, and how like
It's
insanely
yeah, the
different
disparity
and
is
downhill.
crazy. It's crazy.
It's very weird. Yeah.
You know,
It's
like you can
pretty
see it
bad.
really well in like the movie Mean Girls, which is about people being mean to each other because it's easier than being nice, is kind of the point of the film. And
Of course.
there's like race jokes in the movie, but there's a separation between like people being racist towards each other and then race jokes that were just okay. And you know, like for instance, there's the scene where Damien's going around the cafeteria and he's mapping out all the cliques for the new kid. He's like, over here sits the cool Asians. It's
The cool
not,
Asians.
you know, it's not, I mean, it's complimentary if anything, but sure enough,
Yeah, it's
it-
not mean-spirited.
but sure enough, that joke got cut out of both of the adaptations that came after.
Oh, bro. That's just messed up.
Because that's how we are now, where it isn't about not being racist, it's about trying not to appear racist and about trying to show everyone how good you are. And you're trying
Yeah,
so hard not to be racist that you're being racist and becoming a self-fulfilling prophecy. Because the racists that you point out don't exist, but then you become that
It's the
racist. So
It's the horseshoe theory. Tommy was right.
so you become what you accuse of everyone else of being. And
You have become the
therefore
very
prove
thing you
yourself
sought to
right.
destroy.
You've gone so far.
Is what
but
happened.
You've come right around.
They could save others from racism, but not
That dude just-
themselves.
Shot off to the other side of the map.
I mean, think
that
about
should be on a shirt.
so
No!
another another
I was about to save Tommy.
another evidence that I
Somebody
want to bring up is
me.
the civil rights movement, right?
Cringe.
I don't even know where you got shot from.
Me either.
So the history books are dictated by the winners. So what the history book said is that the civil rights movement was this wonderful dandy thing. But the reality is that Herbert J. or maybe it wasn't him. Herbert Hoover was already pushing legislation to fix all that nonsense before Martin Luther King Jr. came along. And so all he did
Then
was
he just
aggravate
started-
everybody.
Herbert Hoover?
And
Instigating things.
I don't think it was Herbert Hoover.
no, not Herbert Hoover. J. Edgar Hoover is who I'm thinking of. Sorry, whoever was president
Hoover.
I
there.
think what you're talking about is
I apologize.
It wasn't Martin Luther King Jr. that aggravating things. It was Malcolm X. who was
Well,
the
Junior
aggressive
did
one.
too, because he was a communist and that
Yeah,
was his
he-
agenda.
yeah, he did.
I mean, you listen to his speeches and he tells everyone how impressed they are. It's not constructive, and it's not strictly accurate.
And he was also banging a lot.
Yeah, he was not a
People-
great person. He was a communist by
He was
his own admission.
excommunicated
I'm not
from,
labeling him a communist.
his
He called
church.
himself a communist, and he was also a forget the word. It starts with a P. A philanderer. He was a philanderer and a
what?
communist. And that whole nonsense created the Black Panthers, who didn't care about getting along with people. They just cared about hurting people. Very similar
The
to
Black Panthers existed before Martin Luther.
very similar to BLM, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to die.
Seems like there's a pattern.
I can't see him.
Yeah, Martin Luther King was not,
So it was like
all he's cracked up to be.
Oh man, that Micah could have one-shotted that guy.
it was like you have segregation in places like cities, and that's where race relations were bad. Everywhere else is kind of okay, and then they're just about to solve this problem, and then all of these activists come in like a wrecking ball. And so this is the same thing we're seeing today, where
Nothing
you
good
create a
anymore.
problem that isn't there. And,
Yeah.
call yourself the victor, the good guys. And it's like, no, you just stirred everybody up.
So Mr. Hoover
You weren't
was
ready to give up
trying-
being the victim.
So Hoover was about to basically fix the laws on like racist, I guess just racist laws or whatever in certain.
Yeah, like segregation, basically.
So he was gonna fix that before Martin Luther King.
Yeah, the
and
legislation was going through the government.
Really.
Yeah,
That's
if you want to know more about this, and he says a lot of things that I can't say because they would sound ridiculous and I would probably be labeled racist, but Tucker Carlson did an interview with a guy named
Everett, right?
Vincent Everett Ellison.
right?
Vincent Everett
Yeah,
Ellison.
Everett.
And he talks about a lot of things, but there's a section where he goes over that
Put it in the chat.
about
Is this fantastic?
what the civil rights movement really was, and
Where
how
did I get shot?
it
from?
was perpetuated for so much longer than it had to.
Hmm. So you're telling me that BLM happened before?
Yes, and so that's my point. Is this is just what happens when people it happened back then, post-war America, getting a little prosperous, not as many issues. People take advantage of that time, and it almost seems like there's virtue to your country suffering at least a little bit. I don't know,
I would definitely agree with that. Without suffering, we can't. Yeah, this is how it is.
Yeah, it's just how people are because they're terrible.
You
They
have
just
to be
they need an
thrown
enemy.
into the fire.
They're awful. We're awful.
You have to be forged. You
I
are
should say.
the unrefined iron that needs to be forged into steel. This all goes back to medieval knights.
Well, it comes
Dude.
back to like having a calling and having a moral code and following
Yes.
that. That's what it comes down to. Which I think
Yeah.
is pretty much the
Right,
only thing that or one of the few things that we actually, like when we say we want medieval times to come back, that's what we mean, not
Yeah.
chamber
burned
pots
that
and sexism and whatever else.
Healthy dose of sexism's all right in my book. On both sides.
Well, it's okay to acknowledge gender differences. I think there's even a beauty in gender differences, but it's like,
yeah, it can't be mean spirited.
yeah, it can't be like, oh, women, they are so foolish and dumb.
Yeah,
and
how did that?
they are
woman
like
get into a car
children
crash?
that you must, like, you can't take it too far, guys.
No,
We have to be charitable.
we're not the Middle East. Okay, come on.
Right, they're not property. But something else I've been reading about that reminded me of it, and this is another thing that was, I actually don't remember the year, but this was 50s, 60s. So you guys probably have heard of the Disney movie The Song of the South, right? Probably have.
Yes.
Yeah. So banned Disney movie. It was put in theaters.
Well,
That was epic.
and then
Banned by Disney.
yes, they self-banned the movie. They never released it on home video, whether that be DVD or VHS or whatever. It's not on Disney Plus. They don't screen it. They don't give people access to it. You can, however, watch
You need
it
to watch
on Internet Archive now, because somebody took a 35 millimeter print of the movie that was played in theaters, and then restored that in 4K to the best of his ability.
What?
It's not
That is
perfect because
awesome.
it's amateur, but I mean, it's the highest quality you're gonna get.
Is it a
Mad
decent
respect
movie?
for
Is
that,
what I'm
man.
curious.
So I'm a third of the way through the movie right
Is
now.
it-
I was watching it before this stream, and
Is it lore accurate?
I was enjoying it. I'm gonna get absolutely. I'm gonna get crucified for that. It's a fun movie. I'm not
It's
gonna
a
lie.
whimsical black
Well,
man.
It is
no, I'm
whimsical.
wondering.
I'm not. I'm sorry. But anyway, so
Southern black man walking around.
Well,
one of the things
Oh, I'm
that
dead.
people don't know is that it actually received a lot of backlash back when it was originally released. A lot of people don't realize that.
I know that it had a backlash, but I don't remember what it was.
So pretty much all the newspapers and the media were saying it was racist, and there were a bunch of newspapers that actually got paid off to say so.
Bro.
By an actor who lost out on a role in the movie and was really not happy about it. But of course, history doesn't see it that way. They see it as, oh, everybody hated this
Of course.
and reviled it. But
Micah,
but
why
I've
you
been
here?
reading about the
don't know,
the making of the movie, and they actually tried really hard not to make it racist, because Disney knew that he wanted to adapt these fables, right, and sort of keep the time period accurate while not being disparaging.
Without using the N word.
And they had tons of consultants, tons of black consultants, both male and female, to look over the script, to be on the crew, to watch dailies after a day of filming. Like, they were ultra careful, and of course it has a dominantly black cast because it is about a guy named Uncle Remus who is, this is post slavery. So they're doing something called sharecropping, if you're familiar with that. If you were a slave who, maybe you were too old to get educated and you liked your master or whatever, you would stay on and you would work the plantation, and then you would get like a cut of that, basically. And it's some people say the model is inherently bad, but I don't think it's inherently good or bad. I think it depends on the application of the model, because obviously a lot of people use the model today just differently.
Yeah.
It's a pretty common thing. We don't call it sharecropping anymore, but that's essentially what happens.
Right.
And so
Well, I mean, he's ahead of his time.
so
basically.
historically it depend so people act like it was this terrible thing, but historically it just depended on where you were. There were people who were terrible, and they would give them the owner of the, or I guess the, you know, the head sharecropper, he would give like a really small cut if they were in an area where they knew that they didn't have much, you know, many other options or much of a choice, and that was terrible. And so it was like a way of pressuring to keep your slaves around. Not great. But obviously there's a pretty small amount of situations where
Shoot me, Tommy.
you don't have a good amount of options,
Oh, yeah.
because back then
Behind
there
you.
was just, you know, an absolute ton of farms. That's, you know, kind of how people lived. So for the most part, it was actually a very good thing that people liked to do, because you got, you know, workers, people got work who, you know, couldn't afford to buy land because once they were free, they had nothing. And so it was like a good way of having some kind of equity, and for them to achieve some level of autonomy without, you know, just dying on the side of the road somewhere, right? So people say it was evil, but like,
I mean,
in
that's-
most cases, that was
What
like the
else
only
wasn't
way
that,
they
yeah.
could pick themselves up.
Yeah.
It allowed them to achieve something greater eventually. So it
I
was
mean-
more about the applications.
Yeah, like this the guy who owned the slaves, he kicks them out. He's like, okay, well, you're not my slaves anymore. You know, have fun in the ditch, type of deal, or you know, you
No.
have that deal where you're gonna
What
work
did you
for him
get
and
shot?
get
How are
half
you
the cut or
already
whatever.
dead?
I think
don't
that's
know.
a great deal. Like,
Right.
it's just reasonable.
Like I said, some people took advantage of them because it was their only option, but considering it was their only option, a lot of times it was a good thing. You know, because what else are they going to do? Be a banker?
It's Kumi's, I don't know how
Like
to count.
like what, like, you criticize history, but what else were they supposed to do? This was
Right.
their chance, and they were being given that chance. That's what I got
is this-
from reading about it.
Are
So
you
is-
kidding me?
I'm up.
Uh-oh.
Oh, you stole
Yeah.
my kill, Tommy.
I'm down.
You son of a gun.
I steal your kill. Bye, buddy. You just ran away from me.
Yeah, I'm sorry. He was the last guy, so I decided to chase him down. So that's basically the main complaint about the movie, because the movie is actually very careful with the dialogue, and there's actually a book that goes into great detail about it, and like if something could even be vaguely considered a slur, they would nix that from the script. They didn't want any, you know, they wanted to be accurate with the times without, you know, being derogatory.
X-rated.
Right.
Yeah. So it's a story of a man sharecropping.
So the story is, there are these white plantation owners, and in their community they have a guy who's famous for telling his stories. He's like an older gentleman who's just very well respected and loved by everyone, and he tells like these moral tales. And
Well, I found him.
so the child of the sharecropper, you know, forms a friendship with him, and his dad has to go away to do business, and it's really traumatizing for him. And so Uncle Remus becomes like his father figure and teaches them all kinds of moral things.
I'm about to die. I'm dead.
I just keep thinking of Uncle Ruckus from the Boondocks.
No, he's not like
Very-
Uncle Ruckus. He's a very
it's-
level-headed, kindly man. So it's not, I haven't seen the whole film, but it's not offensive in any way. So their argument is that the sharecropping story is inherently racist, and also the dialect of the characters, which I've only seen part of it, but I completely disagree with. They sound Southern. It's not like they're talking in really broken English or anything. Like they sound like I know people who sound like the characters in this film.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how else to explain that.
It's just lore accurate, dude.
And it's actually kind of weird because all the black characters have Southern accents. It's set in Georgia, like lower Georgia.
George.
Because like the father has to do business in Atlanta, and they're like, "Oh, that's up north, quite a ways," kind of thing. But the white characters for some reason don't have accents. So if anything, we should be mad that the white characters were poorly portrayed. How dare
How
they?
the white characters not have Southern accents?
I think it was because they're Hollywood actors, so they were like, by George,
yeah, I guess
doing
that
the
makes
whole
sense.
transatlantic nonsense.
Well,
little
What's going
Jimmy,
on?
did you come in for
Galen.
supper? Stupid.
Why? What
So my
is
point
going on?
is
My computer has done the dump.
that
Uh-oh.
I think
this movie is not racist for being accurate,
No.
and it certainly doesn't have hateful intentions, which is something we say about a lot of the things these days.
my game crashed.
Oh my gosh.
No, we'll see if you
There's
can
no
rejoin
way.
once it comes back.
No, Micah, hold on.
Around 19,
I got him.
man. What the heck?
Okay, good.
There's no way.
Right at the end.
Guess you're not getting the credit.
Well, I don't know if it'll let him rejoin. So
I think it
mean,
might.
you can
I want-
try. Should be able
I
to.
don't know why it wouldn't.
Why is it
Song of the
Windows?
South. When was that made?
It was 50s or
Um,
60s. I can look it up in a second. Hold on.
Probably early 60s, I'd say.
Probably early 60s.
Hmm.
And my point is, it's just the same old crap. People are finding problems where there aren't any because they want to play the victims. And so they
Yeah.
had the civil, the people who, had the agenda of wanting the civil rights issues to continue. And, today we have stuff like BLM. And look at our media, it's the same thing, where if something is accurate, it's accused of being racist, or even if it's if it's not hateful, and the creators were trying to be ultra careful about it. And so it's just the same old crap. And the funny thing is, and this is the main part of my point,
Here.
is Song of the South was
Yeah.
destroyed in the media and is generally regarded as racist and horrible. But that's only because people have heard it again and again, and have heard that again and again. Actually, the movie did really well in theaters. And was very popular and most beloved. And in the 80s,
I mean, geez, they made a ride out of it.
in the 80s, Disney made a ride out of it.
Oh, what was that you're saying about good economy in the 80s?
Well,
Oh my
yeah.
gosh.
I mean, hey, they thought the movie was good enough. They made a ride out of it 20 years later.
Right, exactly. And people liked it enough that that was, like, feasible.
Why is it not letting me
And-
shoot? Oh, I'm going to die here.
I'm alive.
I'm not
And,
able
and,
to
and
shoot.
here's where it gets even more unjust.
No, don't run away, you... Oh my gosh.
Not maybe.
So
Oh.
so in the movie, the main character he tells these stories, and then we see them in animated form, right? So you've got the human segments, and then you've got the animated segments. And so the ride doesn't have any of the human characters. It's just the animated characters that are frogs and dogs and bears and chickens and things. So there's nothing racist about the ride, but Disney thought, it's time to replace it. And this year they did. And guess who's mad? Everyone. Everyone.
That is so weird, dude.
Everyone. Nobody has a
can't
problem
win
with it.
either
I
way.
even see people who, are generally like, they're wokies, right? But
just
they
can't
love
win
the
with these
ride
people.
because it's fun and whimsical and interesting, and it's got a nice bluegrass vibe, and they like that. They like the whole southern touch, especially the local Floridians, right?
That's like people taking black people off of
Yes.
food items,
Yes.
like the maple syrup and all that.
Yeah, and then they were real people. They weren't
And they're
caricatures.
like-
it was just accurate. Because
They're
they
like,
were real.
These are racist caricatures.
And
That's because you have out-of-touch Californians making these decisions about the rides. Like, you don't have or at least you don't have a good informant
well, they could
about
see
the culture of the area.
Well, I disagree. I think it's just purely
It's mob
I
mentality.
think it's a moral posturing, because they can look at the metrics. They could see how popular the ride is. They could see that it's always got a heck of a wait time. 30 years on. And so I think it's just like they could objectively see that, and they just ignored it. Just said,
Just
nah,
like,
we do what we want to do.
this
Because it
is a
makes us
racist
feel
character,
it makes
take
us
off.
feel good.
Oh, you took off black person who represents us. How dare you? It's like, what?
I don't think I'm doing damage.
I don't think my gun was either.
Maybe.
And so my point is it's history repeating itself, because Song of the South movie was very popular and well loved, and was incorrectly beaten out of existence by people who unjustly called it racist.
Can't let
And
it
now,
happen.
60 years after the movie, the ride unjustly gets beaten out of existence for the same reasons.
Well,
Unjustly.
Yeah,
And it's just that damn ideology that keeps swinging back around in America and hitting us in the face. Just
I really don't.
this absolute godlessness.
I don't like them taking away the media that they've created.
No,
like-
I think it's stupid. Own up to it. It's part of your
Yeah, and
history.
they did-
It made you a ton of
They had that,
money.
like, trigger warning for movies too. So stupid. Oh, this is native, racially sensitive native caricatures in Peter Pan or whatever. I'm like, what? it's a movie. I can discern that for myself. Like, what am I, stupid?
Yes.
Oh, they think so. Well,
Like,
that was
I
their
don't know.
that was one of the problems with, like, one of the things they cited with
Yeah.
Song of the South is they're like, oh, it's a bad influence on children who are less discerning, and it's like, no, because it's post-slavery. There's no slavery in the film. There are no slurs. All of the black characters are treated with respect.
Yeah, and the black guy's teaching people how to be good.
Yeah, he's
Stories.
like, everyone loves him. He's a pillar of the community. Like, are you just jealous that you and your hoodlum culture can never achieve this?
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Jealousy. There's like,
Jealousy.
this guy thinks he's better than me. No, I think a lot of it comes from white liberal women.
Oh yeah, I don't think it comes from. I don't. Yeah, I think it's people morally posturing.
Yo.
Yeah.
On behalf of
Second
on
hand.
behalf of someone else, I think is all it is. Like, oh, I'm a social justice warrior for so and so group of people.
Yep.
Because, you know, like,
'Cause it's
I mean,
like-
think of Song of the South. Like, a load of black people approved it. A load of black people worked on it and were in it. And then
it's racist.
they all went to see it and forked out tons of money, and it was very successful. And yet, oh goodness, it's so racist and offensive, and it needs to be put out of its misery. Oh dear. It's like, no, that was not the reception the movie had from normal people. And it's just, it's
gosh.
annoying to find out
Literally
things like
like that.
this. Because it's, you know, because you just see the power of the media and its revisionist history. Because, you know, these are things that people just believe inherently, that,
Yeah.
you know, the Song of the South was a horrible racist movie, and Walt Disney was racist, and, you know, Martin Luther King Jr. was a saint.
Dude, he hated the Jews.
And these things are
So
true.
bad.
They were never true. They were never even remotely true. It
Bro.
really grinds my gears.
For some reason, my brain thinks that Walt Disney and Ford are like the same person. I don't know why that is.
Oh,
Okay, Ford hated Jews. Walt Disney did not.
But like, did they even look similar, or is my brain just dumb?
Well, they're both. No, they both were dudes with mustaches.
Yeah, that might be it. Just rich dudes with mustaches,
Yeah,
white
it's-
guys. Might be why.
every white dude with a mustache looks the same.
Yeah.
You're
Pretty
racist.
Yeah, Tommy.
dare
you look like Walt
you.
Disney.
Yep. Oh my gosh, this thing's so crazy. What do you hear?
I don't know, but I'll tell you how I feel about the movie next week. I don't want to give it too much praise. You know, I didn't finish it. It would be
I'm
really funny
curious.
if it just took an absolute turn.
Wait. How long ago was it put on Internet Archive?
I don't know, but it had to have been fairly recent, because I mean,
I don't know.
you know, random people restoring films to 4K is kind of a
Well, if it was
recent
enough,
thing.
I would try to finish that as soon as possible, just in case Disney tries something.
Right.
Technically, they can't, but
Yeah, it's protected under free use.
mhm.
I'm pretty sure.
know.
I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure they don't have the copyright. Like, it's just
I don't think they've been
Oh,
renewing
it's
it.
public domain now.
Yep.
I don't know if it's technically public. I can look that up though.
Might be.
It probably is.
Go
What,
the
50 years?
South.
Because I doubt they were renewing that.
I don't know what it is for movies, but I know for books it's 70 years after the author's death.
Oh,
I
it's
don't know
not
what
the
it is
same
for
for
movies. I don't know what it is for that.
Okay, hold on. I was reading.
I'm gonna die. Grenade. Grenade.
Dude, Bonehead is my least favorite.
I'm just chucking grenades at him.
There we go. Got him. Okay. Okay, Song of the South is not public domain yet. But... Okay, so Song of the South was actually earlier than I thought. It was 1946.
Oh, whoa. That was way off. Oh, so 40 years later they made a ride out of it.
Yeah. I mean, it shows the staying power of this story. They showed it in theaters, didn't show it again, and people were still like, yeah, that's great.
Final round, boys.
There's something about...
Wonder how that's not in public domain.
use.
They were probably renewing it a bit.
Yeah, but you
That's
have
why they
yeah,
have
but
the
you have
right.
to use it. Like they would have to be.
Well, the
They
ride.
used it once with the
Well,
ride.
I guess if there was merchandise for the ride, maybe. I don't actually know.
Even just having the ride can allow that.
Well, I mean, when it was built, yes. But that would not
Well,
like.
using the ride, making sales.
Well, they don't make sales off the ride anymore because you don't buy tickets for rides anymore. You buy a ticket for the park.
Yeah.
So it doesn't count the way it used to.
I'm not able to shoot while I'm down, by the way. I don't know why.
I honestly don't know if they ever merchandised it. They probably did.
Oh, there's probably something.
There's probably some sort of Chotsky. Yeah, I love that. This is something that the Disney company has lauded as immoral and unacceptable in Bob Iger's own words, but they spent all these years making money off of it. Hypocrites.
If it's that bad, return the profit.
I think the Wizards should put it on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
I think that would be like if Disney was under new management, that would be like the first. That should be like the first olive branch to show that they're done with the nonsense. Like, we're gonna let you watch the movie and let you decide because we don't think you're stupid.
Almost there.
That's what she said.
No, bro. One more round. What?
The last round. Oh, the night.
Whoa.
I'm running. I'm running.
I've got Jensen right beside me.
Oh, but die. I have no health. There it is.
Who stole that kill from me? You're a rat,
Alive.
and you know it. Who shot me?
How would you get down? What the heck?
Nobody die. I forbid it. Stop dying.
I'm gonna die.
Stop doing that.
My friend.
Oh my gosh. He's dead.
That was instant death, by the way.
That was crazy. It was so crazy. I'm alive.
No,
Dang it.
I was so close.
I'm alive for now. I'm gonna go
Some
hide.
places-
They can't find me. Invisible.
Penalty box, bros.
Will slowly regain my strength.
Ugh.
It's hard. Okay, Jensen, Tommy, you can end the discussion. You can tell us what you think the good old days were. Now that Micah and I have had
I already said my answer.
Micah and I have had an aggressive go. Well, yes, but it was kind of a non-answer.
Yeah, because I
You were
don't.
refusing to be opinionated.
Dude, just
I'm
have
with-
an opinion.
My opinion is that I think all times suck, and that
Well, that's
the good
scary.
is whatever you
Well, that's
make,
true,
right?
but there's also
I am
good.
perfectly
I'd say
fine
like
with
There-
what
that.
is
there
it?
are
It's,
levels.
what are the good old days for what? You know, specifically.
when were the good times?
That's up to you.
80s,
That's up to
80s
you,
is the good
Jensen.
old days for art. You know, some other time thing would be a good old days for something else. 60s
What
is
is
the
the
good old days
best?
for automotive, you know, engineering, creating new stuff. Probably
What
be
is
the
the
60s.
bestest good old days, man?
I don't think there really is one for everything.
Mhm.
Well, no, but what do you, in your personal opinion, think is the goodest days?
I mean I don't really know because I wasn't there.
What doesn't matter if you're there or not?
Yeah, just experience.
When you were alive, that
No,
was the goodest
like
days.
yeah, like no, just like experience and knowing things, you know, information.
So
I
like,
like to learn from history, not wish I was in it.
Yeah,
oh, that's lame.
I don't know.
Rather
I kind
than-
of agree with what Jaeden said.
Okay, so 80s.
Well, he kind of gave a non-answer.
Yeah,
too.
I kind of gave like a multi-decade kind of answer.
I mean, I mean, that's just kind of what I'm saying is that, you know, as you said, art, the economy was great, and so art was, and culture was up.
Yeah.
For the 80s, but for just general culture, and then if you go back to like late 60s, automotive, well, any point in the 60s, automotive culture was at an all-time high. I mean, that's when the birth of the muscle car was.
The goodest days for Jensen is peak vehicle engineering.
I'm
think it-
saying like multiple things. Like vehicle engineering in general is just like skyrocketed then in all
So you-
countries.
So your frame of reference for the goodest days are good vehicles. I mean, I respect
I
that.
mean, yeah, because
respect-
it's an indication of a good economy and good culture. I mean, those two,
Yeah.
all of that goes hand in glove. You know,
I think we got 2 votes for the 60s.
60s
Kinda
or
sounds like it.
80s.
I mean, I kind of agree with
Sounds
you
pretty
because I
good.
think, I have more of a range in mind.
You know, you could
And I
afford
think
to have
post-
a crazy, outrageous
Post-war
vehicle
is
with
kind
all
of where it
these-
starts in my mind.
Yeah.
So yes. I think 60s is a good jumping off point. But like I said, I think it's also where we started to dive. Slowly but
Yeah,
surely.
yeah,
And
absolutely.
we've been getting worse since then. I think all of the
Well,
things that are bad about
with every peak,
now
there's
are
a-
things that started to be prominent then.
Yeah.
I mean, well, for every peak, there's a valley. So
Right.
I mean, that's just kind of
Right.
the nature of things.
It's just, yeah, it's the nature of things.
Yep. You just have to kind of ride the wave, so to speak.
Yeah, I just think society was better when religion was more of a respected thing.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
people were God-fearing and they weren't desperate to be moral by their standards and their peers' standards. They were following a sort of a set morality. You know,
They're all on the
there
same
were rules
page.
to it. It wasn't subjective. It wasn't mob ruling or whatever.
Yeah.
There was a respect for 10 Commandments, for instance.
Right. Yeah, I mean the self governance was really high. Just there was actual moral like individuals back in the day in what I've seen were upholding self governance. And what I mean by that is, like, instead of a cop enforcing the law on you, you would have a moral law that you would abide by through your own, will, because you have a duty to, not because you're being forced to.
Right. We don't really have,
And we've lost that.
we don't really seem to have that. I feel like America has devolved into pretty much everything would do something illegal if they thought no one was looking.
Yeah. Which is like the worst culture to be in.
No self-restraint, just selfishness. Okay, boys, this is it.
Oh my gosh. It's Moxie. She comes out. That would be a pretty funny boss fight.
Yeah, it would be.
Like, hey boys. But no, it's Nine Toes.
I don't like Nine
That's
Toes.
what I'm talking about earlier, dude. About taking your toes.
You're not taking my toes.
You can't have them.
You can't have.
Somebody took his toes. Look.
I know you have a foot fetish, Micah, but you can't have my toes.
Nine Toes. I can't even see how many toes he has. He has shoes on.
He could be lying.
Yeah. He's a phony.
We did it without dying. We didn't even go back around.
Yo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we beat the game.
No, there's
No.
one more Coliseum.
Oh. You had my hopes up and everything.
Sorry.
And you dashed them.
Smash.
And we had to defeat Plumber.
Oh, Cromerax.
Oh my gosh.
My
In my
advice-
life.
End off this session. Let's see. I didn't think this far ahead.
Eat
Hey,
peanuts.
wait.
Yep, I'll go with that.
I had
Eat
some.
peanuts.
I had some. I can
Yeah.
spitfire the last 3 stories.
Okay.
We bro talked so much that I didn't get to the last 3 articles. Okay, so after 3 years, Biden's 42 billion rural internet program completely halts with no work done. The project is pushed to 2026.
Meanwhile, Elon has provided internet to the tribes people, and now they're addicted to porn.
Yeah, with all that money, they could buy Starlink dishes for almost half the population of the U.S. Literally. And in all this time, they've done absolutely nothing.
Whoops.
But pay themselves to do nothing. What an absolute waste.
That's the government.
Absurd.
That's pretty funny.
All right, second thing. Joy Behar and Rachel Maddow claim that if Trump gets elected, he will cancel The View. I mean,
God, please,
why are you
God, let that be true.
selling him? Him like, whoa.
That is an endorsement.
Yeah, really.
Like,
You mean we
people
can
like
we
this?
can take this cacophony of hot air off the airwaves? That sounds good. But I mean, they're just stupid. It's like, why? How would he have the power to do that? First of all, and they were also making absurd claims like, "Oh, if Trump gets elected, he's gonna put immigrants in camps and weed out the good ones and the bad ones." And it's like, no, he's just gonna deport all of them, you idiot. There are no camps. You get on a bus and you get out.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Get pushed over the border.
Oh no, the concentration
Why do
camp
you
is
think that's
coming.
gonna happen?
Well,
Why would anyone believe that?
It's just a thing that sounds bad because, concentration camps were in Nazi Germany. They're like, oh no, bro, you're gonna get put in camps.
It's like totally not what's
what?
gonna happen at all. It's so stupid. Anyway, last thing has to do with England.
England. Yes.
So there is a play in Edinburgh, England, called Turf, which is about J.K. Rowling. And basically saying, hey, J.K. Rowling, she's a terrible person who is a, trans exclusionary radical feminist. But the funny thing is, they're having a really hard time casting women in the play. They can't find anyone to do it. They can't find any actress to advocate for the transgenders. And about 90 different actresses have turned down parts in the play. It's crazy. About 30 women have rejected playing Rowling, while about 60 have rejected playing Emma Watson. Which is probably understandable because it's insulting. And some guy has the audacity in the article to claim that it has to do with like it's a career thing. Like they're like, oh, it's a great script. I don't know why anyone wouldn't want to do it, and it's good pay. They're just worried they'd never get cast in a Harry Potter project. It's like, no, you're stupid. Like that doesn't even make sense at all.
Your mom doesn't make sense.
They're not doing it because deep down, women are not comfortable with transgenders. They're just not. They like to say they are because they like to morally posture at everybody, but they're not comfortable with it at all. And that's not the reality. And so Nobody's gonna go stomp around on stage and drag J.K. Rowling through the mud because she is their queen now. She is the queen of England. She's the
J.K.
true
Rowling
queen
is
of England now.
What?
I don't know where I was going with that. Well, that seems to be all the time we have for today.
Alright. Right, I didn't do my
Oh, yes.
thing.
Go ahead.
So my advice to you is go out and learn a language. Spanish, Arabic, Chinese, Russian, whatever it is. Go out and learn another language. It helps you talk to more people, and being able to talk to people and read more things, and is just always nice. So based off your area or whatever interests you, learn another foreign language. Helps you learn, helps you think better, and it keeps your memory fresh longer. So, yeah.
Learn
Very important.
Swahili.
Learn Star Trek language.
Clean on.
Micah.
Yeah, learn Klingon.
But yeah, no, foreign language is really good for you. I've been doing a lot of Arabic. I've been doing Arabic for years. I'm not fluent. It's a slow process.
Sounds kind of like Klingon.
But Arabic is a good language to learn. Chinese, Russian, Ukrainian, any of those languages are looking like they'll be very useful here in the near future. But
I feel like Spanish is probably going to be the...
Spanish is also a good one to learn. I mean, the U.S. doesn't have a national language, so
which is stupid.
yeah.
But it's English.
So
We don't say it, but it's English.
Learn another language.
Learn your own language.
Learn Tagalog. Do it.
Yeah, Tagalog is a good language too.
Very
Yeah.
useful.
What does that even
You'd be
mean?
surprised. Tagalog could save your life one day. You never know.
What does that mean? Is that some African tribe?
Filipino. It's a
African
Filipino.
tribe.
It's a language spoken in the Philippines.
Yeah, you think of an
Right.
entirely different third world area.
Is whackers. What is that?
That is all I have.
I like
so
that.
Relatable.
Very nice.
Very good.
I
Very
don't know
based.
if we're going.
Very
continue.
good, Chad.
I'm gonna need to find that
Well,
Wikipedia article.
I think that's all the time we have for today. If you made it to the end, please, if you tell us what you go on Internet Archive, watch Song of the South, tell us how you feel about it.
And
If
tell us what
you're
language you want
if
to
you're
learn.
Japanese, please explain your culture to us. Please. And
Yes. So when we explain it to us, so when we insult you, we do it correctly.
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
It's purely so we can criticize you accurately. That's what it's all about, really.
Obviously.
And also comment which language you're going to learn. Or do on Duolingo for a few weeks and completely forget about for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
I've been consistent with Duolingo for like 3 years now.
Well, I think you're in the 1% there, buddy.
Keep it going.
Congratulations.
I think
Learn
the
the
best
language.
best way to learn a language is to be in that country.
Obviously.
Yes,
Yeah.
but
So move to Romania.
I don't think dropping myself into the Middle East is a great idea.
Move to
right
the
now.
Philippines. Oh, it
Well,
sounds
that's
like
a
a
perfect idea.
fabulous idea. So good. I think you do well in Israel.
Yeah, he probably would.
I don't speak.
Maybe.
Dude, he could open up a hummus shop.
Hummus.
Sell some hummus?
How much?
Hamas.
Is the
Hamas.
stream still going?
No, not Hamas.
Hamas.
No.
Hamas.
Night, y'all. I need to get to bed. I have work tomorrow.
Me
Good night,
too.
man.
Good night.
Night.
Get out of here.